Recording in progress. Hey, yeah, let's go. Local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Things will not be counting me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays and I'm supporting. Turn it down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home, just the four of us. Knock, 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 say hello to opportunity. Show them everything that I be doing, think it's to me. Check, 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 everything I do is to a T. And only other corner hitting hardest in the USC. Oh, Irish in my blood and all that money keep on doubling. I ain't tried to ball cause I ain't really went for fumbling. Made a couple ends, went gold, now I'm loving it. Drive through them all, can't stomach it. One time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put a trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Hey, local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Things will not be counting me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays and I'm supporting. Turn it down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home, just now wait, second thought. Maybe take a trip down to Florida. Need to change your way to Tennessee, just wasn't one enough. Son and everybody, they been eating out the formula. Everybody talking, but at least they ain't ignoring us. Hey, reservations for 20 at Coach Show. Like that iceberg, I'm tipping a boatload. Got incredible friends, yeah, they froze on. Taking hits on the one like I'm Soto. Catalog multiples of double digits. Staring at the number like it's double vision. That's what happens when you trust a vision. But keep it humble for the juxtaposition. I changed my life overnight with a couple decisions. Stay working like there's somebody who's coming to get it. And don't get caught up in the talking in the public opinion. Yeah, at different functions cause I'm functioning different. Hey, 1 time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put a trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Hey, local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Things will not be counting me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays and I'm supporting. Turn it down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough.
Welcome in, G.
I wasn't bored enough.
Welcome,
stay
man.
at home with the 4 of us.
Yeah. What up, Wokey? Vivian Young in the house. What's good? What's good? How you guys feeling? Welcome in, G's. Welcome in. Let's get the party started. Arrow Sassy in the house. What's up? What's up? We're a little early. Yeah, early today. Let's get it. Yep. What up, Philippe? NV in the building. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Great to see y'all. Great to see you guys. I missed y'all yesterday, but man, thank you so much for all the love and what a stream yesterday, man. Zach hit me up. He said, "What the heck? What is this? What was that?" They've never seen the energy like that, man. So everyone around that world of the internet knows that when TT's in the house, the energy and the vibration is just on another level, something that they almost never even experienced before. So congrats, bro. Congrats to all you. Just making an impact, baby. Making an impact. All right, let's get started here. Why don't we pray real quick and then we'll begin, all right? I'd love to pray for you real quick. You ready? Let's do it. Father God, I thank you for this group. I thank you for each and every individual as they come in and out the stream today. I pray that you would meet them exactly where they are in the season that they are. I pray that you would use me. I'm an offering to go ahead and help them get to the next levels, Lord. So I pray that every word that comes out of my mouth would go to serving and helping and inspiring and educating and dropping knowledge on others so that they can pick it up and use it and run with it, Lord. So I pray that they would find it and that it would fall on ears that can hear. And we just thank you for the growth that continues to take place here. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen, baby. Amen. Let's do it. Let's get it popping here. Let's get it popping. You ready? You ready? We're early. We're early. People are going to come in later and be like, what the heck? What happened here? What happened? All right, how's my music? My music should be good, and let me know about that, and then I think we're good to go. What up, Dopa? What's goody? What's goody? We good? Yeah? I'm going to lower it a little bit. I don't know why it sounds a little loud on my end, but let's, little loud. Let me lower it a little bit more. That should be good right there. All right, let's talk about it. Today is Wednesday, is the 15th day of July, and it's another opportunity for us to be patient, to be disciplined, man, to really continue to keep our main goal in front of us and trade for that today. Don't just trade for a quick buck or a little bit of dopamine, but trade for the person that you want to become, the person that you're trying to align with today. And if that person is a consistently profitable trader, then I got news for you, man. Today you're going to have to do what consistently profitable traders do until you become consistently profitable, okay? And then you never stop after that. So we do have some news coming in here at 8:30. It's going to be PPI. We had the CPI come in yesterday. Massive move up. We did take buys yesterday, as you guys seen. We struggled for about an hour and a half in drawdown, and then eventually targets got tapped. We'll go over the trade in a little bit, but that is pretty much what's ahead of us here today. We'll have a Fed meeting going on too. That's also going to be a bit of a red folder, almost like, you know, just Powell speaking, but it's Warsh here today. So that's pretty much it. Why don't we get into the technicals? Let's do a fresh top-down analysis. Let's see what's up with gold here. I haven't really looked at much since Asian session tonight, and why don't we plan our day here prior to New York Open? Yeah, sound good? Let's go, Philippe. Philippe's in the building, man. Can we give it up for Philippe? Hey, my only request, or the only thing I ask is that you like the stream here for me and sub to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. Right? Come on here. I got a ton of content coming for YouTube. We're adding content to the Clubhouse. Educational pieces that I feel are going to be able to help you not only in your technical analysis, but in your mindset, your mentality, and just in your overall journey to begin with. So let's go ahead and get into it here. This is gold. This is the daily time frame, and it looks like yesterday we did end up closing bullish. So we had a daily level of support sitting here. No surprise how price kind of filled the range here and moved down, closed bearish here right at support, and then the following candle yesterday closes bullish. No surprise, inflation comes out, red numbers on the dollar, shoots gold up. So that was kind of how yesterday went. Now we did pull back, right? We did a nice pullback. We left the wick to fill. Daily candle, we were looking for sells in Asian last night. We had our sell stops ready to go, and just a 9:30 just never gave a top wick, so we let that one go. But our anticipation of the daily coming down to make that bottom wick was spot on there. So now that we've made the wick, could we move up, break the high, and fill this candle's wick here to the left-hand side, and possibly even, you know, come back up and retest the highs here, right? You've also got that gap sitting there as well. So we'll see what that looks like. So let's drop down to the 4-hour, because it looks like we've been bearish for a bit, right? With this lower wick being formed, that's going to look like a couple bearish 4-hour candles. So that's exactly what we see here now. Now, if we look, would we say that strong candle, right? Strong candle, strong candle, weak candle, weak candle, support. You guys see what's happening? You see how the candles are losing strength. The further we get from that resistance right there, we lose strength and lose strength. And now we finally fill that range here, right? So notice how the two candles that got weak tapped it, and then tapped it again. So now that this current candle here is breaking the previous candle's high, there's a really high probability that with that daily candle being bullish today, right, that we start to form a 4-hour support right there. So the idea would be, if this 4-hour candle can move up, right, create support, that will officially make the daily low right here. Okay, so remember, we have daily candles, right, that are bullish. Why am I even trying to draw candles? We have daily candles that are bullish, right? It's what our previous daily candle looks like. This is what our current daily candle looks like. So if there's a new support here, right, that almost basically alarms us and tells us, hey, these wick rejections are this wick, and it's in play. So now if that next 4-hour candle starts breaking the highs, you will likely see this daily candle over here to the left-hand side begin to flip bullish and fill the wick, okay? So I'm pretty bullish based off of the daily, based off of the way the 4-hour is looking at the moment, and I'm probably going to be hunting out the buys here this morning if they make sense. I'm still open for sells. 100%. Gold is very bearish at the moment, but I'm going to be mainly looking for buys here. So let's take a look at what we got going on in the 1-hour time frame. So you're just chopping around, very tough price action, a lot of wicks, just undecided candles. Above 40, 42 though is a lot of clean range, right? We have all this clean traffic here to the left to be able to take advantage of. That would be a nice daily move up here as well, and that's probably what I'm looking to sink my teeth into here this morning. If we can catch that around NY Open, we might be able to get a trade in and get out before the news. If we have to wait, so be it, right? We'll have to wait, but that's pretty much what I'm looking at on the 1 hour. I think the 30 looks good here too, and the 15's got a little bit of trouble. So what we can do is, being that the 4 hour is technically bearish and we have news coming in, we can sit tight and wait for price action to do whatever it needs to do, right, between 42 and 48, and then we look to trade above 48 here all the way into 65, right? Something like this here today. Nice clean range. We leave this open for a range 2 buy just because the 4 hour is technically bullish, and then if we get our closure above, we start to attack in that zone right there. So we might just shoot up. We might fill that range right away with news. We might fake out here, right, and start driving down. But I think if we can use this level here, right, then we can probably keep ourselves safe today. So we'll see if we can maybe get a push up, a break, a retest, and then a closure, and then we start taking buys in that zone up there. If we want to get aggressive, which, if you're feeling froggy, you know, you might as well leap here. So if you're feeling froggy today, which I might be feeling froggy today, then I might look for buys above, you know, off the 1 hour chart. Just depends on how price action looks. So we'll see. But for now, we'll keep 40, 48 on the list, and you know, mainly look for buys above there. So probably low risk above here if we're gonna do it, and then higher risk above 48. So we'll see what happens though. But that's pretty much it. 4 hour breaking the highs, daily trying to come back up, 1 hour trying to make a move outside of this chop here, 30 minute as well, and then 15 got a little bit of a safeguard over here if we want to chill out and wait for all that news and stuff. So that's pretty much what we're looking at here. Yeah, we'll see how NY Open treats us, and then the news comes in at 8:30, and we'll see where things go from there. Okay. Cool, Philippe. Is that all right with you? I called it out in the chat. People, okay. let me tell everyone we're starting early today. Let me tell them. I should have already told them. That's on me. You know what I mean? Should have already told them. New York session is live. New York. All right. So we get a 15 closure above. 30 minute and all that's still open. 1 hour and all that's still open. So we'll have to chill out and wait for 8 a.m. here. 8 a.m. What's good? Energy bringing the energy. Did you guys enjoy the conversation yesterday on the other stream? What up, Adrian? What's good, bro? Good evening from India. What's happening? Good evening. You guys were wild, man. They hit me up. They were like, yo, that community is insane. They were like, we wish we had something like that. I'm telling you, everywhere we go, we freak people out with our energy. I love it. I like freaking people out. I like being a little different. Feels good. My zones match up with yours. All right. Ouchie loss in London. Nipped stop loss. Went towards okay. Let's take a look, brother. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, and okay. Nice inverted celery. Kind of just missed target. Ah, man. So tough price action, yeah? Tough, man. This honestly, the past 3 months, I'd say, have been just very, very choppy, and then boom, big explosions, and then choppy, and then explosions, and it's been very tough. I don't know how you guys are feeling. I mean, I'm working through it well, but I'm also just only really taking one trade a day. You know, look at this. One trade, two trades, and one trade. So when I can't see the market well, and I'm not understanding what's happening sometimes, I'm not taking too many trades, right? I'm being very, very selective with what I do take, and I'm really trying to stack the probabilities in my favor. But that's what you got to do in these markets. One of the big issues is like traders don't know how to adapt to the condition, and it's understandable. I didn't either, like for my first two years or so, but eventually you got to catch on. And sometimes in the beginning, when price action slows down, and you still are going at a rapid rate like it was before, you're gonna get chewed up. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to get too aggressive in slower markets. Now, what happens is traders catch on too late. So by the time they get beat up enough, right? They go, all right, I finally got to slow down because the markets are a little slow. Right around that time, markets begin to speed back up, and now they're trading that slow vibe in a speedy environment again. So it takes a year, 2, 3 years to really begin to catch on to that rhythm, and know, okay, because you don't want to adjust too quick, right? But at the same time, you also don't want to adjust to those conditions too late. So there's something about experience and chart time and intuition that goes into that, just that adapting to that market condition. And that's something I'm doing right now, and that's something that I've been doing, for the last really all year. You know what I'm saying? Like almost all year. But and that's why I increased my size, and I wanted to throw a big amount into my live account, because I knew that there probably won't be as many trades as last year, because we're not in as fast of a market condition as we were last year. So I figured, hey, let me increase my size, get selective, stick to that 1 or 2 trades a day, and then I'll be able to still make money for myself. So that's just something that the trader has to do, on the season by season, I should say. Is this a live session? No, this is the repeat. I just knew you'd have that answer on the original live session, so I figured I would answer it for when you watch the replay. I can cater right to you. Yo, you dig? Yeah. You gotta use them bullets wisely in these type of markets. If you go back and you look at my data from last year, you'll see 4 or 5 trades a day. This year, you'll see 1, 2 trades a day. Has the time zone changed? Nah, I was just up early, fired up, missing you guys, and wanted to jump on and just hang out and wait for setups and, Yo, what up, Dominic? What's goody? What's goody? What's up, Tyler? So what do you guys got? How'd you guys do yesterday? We took that buy position yesterday. It was another like 2-hour trade, so it was pretty epic, and it ended up turning out well, but it took some time, man. You really don't expect price to chop around at 9:30, and that's the game. The game is so uncertain that 9 out of 10 times you get in that trade at 9:30 and it shoots to your target, and then one time it takes 2 hours. Like, you just can't even anticipate that happening. So that's why you have rules. That's why you have a plan. And as long as you stick to that trading plan, then everything will work out in the long run. Yeah, it was fire. Yesterday was a good trade. And you know what's so funny? I just dropped a video in the course. I just dropped a video the day before, yesterday, explaining that entire concept. I said, hey guys, go watch it. How many of you guys watched it the day it dropped? If you watched it when I dropped it and when I told you to watch it, you would have been chilling in yesterday's trade. Chilling. Chilling. Good evening from Cambodia. Good evening, my friend. Good evening. Where are you guys plugging in from today? What's up, Roberto? Yeah, I missed you guys too. Who were you guys on the other stream that I was on? Yeah, they weren't ready for us over there yesterday. They were not. They did not get the warning from Austin or Clay or any of them guys. Today's my birthday. Let's go. Happy birthday, Rio. Happy birthday. Let's go. What's today? The 15th of July. Okay, cool. July 15th. I'll try and store it in my memory for next year. July 15th, Rio's birthday. Biggest takeaway from that stream is our charts look so good. There's yeah, man. See, we keep it's interesting, you know, what else goes on, like those charts. I mean, remember I even said to those guys, I have no idea what I'm even looking at there. Like I could probably make sense of it if you give me a couple minutes, but like, damn. You know, I got to make sense of that. Oh, the kids are up. The kids are up. Is that Kingston? Yeah? Lower the music, please. I would, but I can't lower it any more than it is. I think that's pretty much the lowest, yeah. Stream's already running. We're already rolling. Yeah, we got 8:30 news coming in hot today. Yeah, their charts for chaos. Yeah, those are good guys though, man. I really like those guys. Luna's been a part of our community for a while. Even got a chance to hang out with Luna at the New Year's Eve meetup. He kind of pulled up there and brought gifts and all that. So I always love it when someone brings a gift. And Zach, you know, I met Zach at the last ASFX meetup in Tampa. We actually played a round of golf and everything together. Yeah. Oh, you do? Okay. Let's take a look at that 15 closure. 30 closed above, a 1 hour closed above. 15 not looking bad. We got this level here, so I'm probably going to just be in front of the news here. Just kind of use this as a possible range and then look for the buys above. What do you want to do, bud? The guy from that, the guy from that channel will never forget us. No, he won't. No, he won't. Did any of you guys win any of the giveaways? Who won a giveaway here? Anyone? Guys, just give me 1 sec. All right. Kids are all up. They're all going. They're all potty trained and stuff. It's epic. It's epic watching these little ones grow. All right. No bottom wicks. No nothing here. So we don't have to stress out about anything. We'll wait on the 15. Likely need a pullback at this point. Maybe something, you know, just a slight pullback and look for the buys from there. What up, Green? How you doing? Guys, this week, New York. I look forward to seeing y'all. Looking forward to it. I think we officially are closing the RSVP today. So closing up today. If you're in or around New York and you want a link, let us know. And closing up, baby, closing up. Might be closed already. It might actually be closed. How many people are we expecting? You know, I haven't checked in a bit. The team knows, but I haven't got the exact number. But last time I checked, like 2 weeks ago, it was around 50 or 60. Didn't wait for the giveaway? Nah. Did anyone win a giveaway here? I don't see any in the chat. What I did see is you guys pushing TradeSet. Yo, all I seen in the guys' chat was go check out TradeSet. I'm like, oh my god. Oh man, so funny. Just spammed it. Just spammed. Yo, go check out TradeSet. Go check out TradeSet. Oh, man. Hey, what we're doing, what we're about to do, like, my mind is running. How do I make the Clubhouse the greatest educational platform in the world? And we're about to do something epic. Like, we're about to tie in something with TradeSet, with scorecards, and I can't let too much out. I got to organize it in my own mind, but we are about to take traders like to a whole nother level, make this more like even more catered to them in a way where they can see faster results. Not that faster results are better. It's just when you have something in line that can keep you like we're going to be bowling this weekend, right? Like when you have the gutters up, you know, and they can just kind of keep you on the, I don't know, the alley. What's it even called? It's just a lot easier to get over there and knock some pins down. So that's what we're trying to help people do. And I've got some tricks up my sleeve, and I've got some incredible ideas. I just got to organize them in my mind. I got to talk with the team about them, and then we're going to put some incredible things in place here pretty soon. Yeah. It just all hit me. It just all hit me last night. Got a bunch of downloads. This morning. Just this morning, I just went on one of those Johnny Gems walks, man. Just from dark to light, and it was epic. I really coming up with a lot of good ideas. If someone wants to join like the clubhouse, do I talk with them one-on-one? Yeah. So I'm gonna talk to Nahom right now. Nahom said, what was that simulation trading you were talking about on Discord? Nahom, that simulation trading thing I was talking about on Discord was something new that we're about to add to the webinar, the weekend webinar. So on the weekends now, normally we have all different webinars. What we're gonna do is we have different webinar topics, whether it's me, whether it's Rafi, whether it's a monthly trade review, whether it's just something important that we have to go over, or Johnny Gems reviewing traders' trades, or Rafi talking about mentality. We're gonna add in a simulation session, and what we're gonna do with that is we'll do the first couple, just so we can kind of set the tone or whatever. But from there, we want to start hand selecting other people to come up and trade the playbook for a day or two, right, on the simulation. That only takes like 10 or 15 minutes, and really see what you can do. See what type of percentage you can either make or lose, and kind of help critique you if there's anything that needs to be tweaked or anything like that. So yeah, we are actually adding a little bit more personal touch to the some of the webinars and some of the weekend stuff. Like recently we started reviewing traders in the clubhouse. We started actually reviewing their trades, giving them direct feedback on those trades versus them just hearing about my trades, and me explaining them. So we're starting to lean more into that and cater to like the individual, to where we can kind of give you guys some direct feedback. So, and we're going to be doing all that soon with different scores and grades and different testing. It's going to be sick, trust me. It's going to be epic. There's going to be a little friendly competition. There might be levels to it. There might be more one-on-one access at one level than another level. So we've got some big plans. We want to raise up big 8-figure traders out here. Training wheels. Yeah, so the simulations are coming soon. I'll get all the softwares and stuff after the New York trip and stuff. Green, how you feeling? Talk to me, man. How's that weather looking like in New York? How's that weather? All right, nice little rejection here prior to the news. So we'll see what happens. We got news coming out in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Innovation, baby. Improvement. Yes, sir. That's what we're here to do. TTE Clubhouse 2.0. Next level. Loading. We're mobile now. What's up, Tyler? Let's go, Angel. I don't know what you're talking. Gold, yeah, we'll see, man. It's been choppy. We wanted the sells here in Asian last night, so pretty much last night I had a sell stop ready to go right here, but we never got a top wick, and what do you know, that candle just happens to be the driving candle there last night. But we were gonna avoid, or not avoid, but we were going to really X out this range here. When it came to, it was 9:30 last night, high volume. The fake out was there, right? Correlation was there. We just needed a top wick. And sometimes I will do this, right, where it's like you have that minor level there, but the volume coming in, the direction of price, right, that the daily break of the lows, the 4-hour break of the lows, excuse me, that's sometimes where you can get aggressive, like when you're still in a range, right? Especially if you know exactly why that fake out happened, right? And you anticipate it based off the correlation of the other time frames. That's where I was pretty confident in this move down, but I wasn't going to budge without that top wick. And you know, it never came up to give us that top wick. So stayed out of that trade, but that was pretty much the move I was looking for last night in the clubhouse. As you guys remember, I was very bearish last night and just wanted to see that daily bottom wick get in play and that 4 hour continue doing its thing. And yeah, that's what happened. And then it looks like we made that move, consolidated from there. And now we're just trying to make our way back out of it, you know, kind of. We'll see if we want to make our way back up, which I think is a good possibility, especially with that daily being bullish and that 4 hour candle breaking the previous candle highs, and also at the same time the last two 4 hour candles running out of steam a little bit, right? Kind of strong candle, strong, weak, rejection out of support, break of the highs on this current candle, right? We broke that previous one, and we'll see what happens. We're coming into that wick now, which is also that 15-minute zone there, resistance to the left. So we'll see how price wants to react to that. But all in all, I think if we can come back up here and close above, I'm in there. Daily wick fill ahead of us, so that'll be pretty good. Yeah, notice how I was very bearish in the Asian session, but now more bullish in the New York session, right? So that just, it also lines up with just building out the daily candle to where you're gonna have, right, if you have a bullish candle on the daily that looks something like this, well, it's Asian session, right? So the new candle is gonna open up. And what do we know about candles? They'll typically make lower wicks first, right? So that's why in the Asian session, you know, I'm looking for a move down for that wick to be created. So even though the daily was bullish, that's why I was looking for these shorts in the Asian session right there last night, right? Is to anticipate this move now making its way down to create that daily low. So what this move right here did was, all that did was just create that daily low. Right, and then now it's trying to work its way back up, and that also helped the 4 hour, because you know, with this wick rejection, you're gonna have one or two bearish 4 hour candles, and then with the next one you're gonna have one or two bearish 4 hour candles, right? So you can see how, you know, that trend needed to end. We had to kind of wick out of there. It looks like we actually did a fake out on the 15, wick out of there, and now it's like, okay, that daily low is in play. And if we start breaking above here now, there's a high chance that we can see that daily candle begin to move up, right? I want you all to just look at your daily time frame right now so you understand what I'm talking about, right? So we made that lower wick. So if we start closing above this range here, we can anticipate that that daily candle starts moving up and filling the wick to the left-hand side, which is, you know, this move right here. So that's the idea, right? That's the idea, correlating the time frames, trying to lock in the structure on the lower time frames while keeping the direction on the higher time frame, and, you know, just jumping off of playbook setups, not just of any sort of volume or whatnot. So that's pretty much where we're at. We're gonna get news coming out in about 15 minutes, so we'll wait on that 15. We're probably gonna range here on this next candle or two, and then that news should kind of, you know, push us in a certain direction here. What up, Spidey? I seen y'all in the chat. I seen you guys in the chat. Bands counted up in the building. Let's count it up, brother. Let's count it up. You know I love when bands counted up this year. It's an OG, just an OG. Would I enter off of this fake out for buys? At this point, I'm just gonna wait on the news. But yeah, man, I anticipate this to move up here. So if we get the closure, let's say we get the closure here, and news comes out and we wick down, I will have a buy stop on the break of the high. If it gives me the time to do it, then I'll do it. But if it just kind of opens up and just goes crazy, then there's nothing I could do with that. So if we do get the closure and just goes you know, just starts bugging out, then we don't touch that. But if we come down and we make a steep low, even break the low, and then we come back up to break these highs, I'll enter that buy. Feeling good. Wish we would have closed the trade during the stream yesterday. I know, right? If we would have did it on the prop firm match one, that would have been gangster. Just spent the whole time in drawdown and just pop up and hit TP. Just like, all right, everyone, we're out. You tested the strategy in these parameters? No. Nope. Live markets. Taking them as I go. Journaling them up. Yesterday's stream was good. Yeah. I like I said, I really like both of those guys, Luna and Zach. They're both studs. I mean, Zach really crushes the prop game. Luna's been a part of the clubhouse for quite some time now. So it's always been fun seeing Luna in there and stuff. DJ Scratches. Let's go. Some of you guys are probably logging on to opening the clubhouse door and we're already here talking. Wait, whoa. I'll try and get here early, but the morning is sacred, man. The morning is the morning, right? The morning is very, very important. So I gotta do what I gotta do, but I'll try and get here a little earlier moving forward. No stream on YouTube tomorrow. I'll be traveling, so Clubhouse will be live streaming Thursday, Friday, all that. But tomorrow I gotta travel, so no YouTube tomorrow. Yesterday was crazy. Yeah, you know when I first started these live streams, I would start at 6:45 a.m. Eastern, baby. 6:45. Am I streaming less on YouTube so more people would join the club or forced to join the clubhouse? Well, we don't want to force anyone in. We'd rather you just not come in, right? We want you to come in if you're looking to get educated and whatnot. But no, mainly just because I'm doing a bit of traveling this month and a little bit next month. Get in the clubhouse now. It's a stick up. I'm not coming on YouTube till you guys come in the clubhouse. Oh, snap. Only tomorrow, no YouTube. Tomorrow and Friday. Yeah, tomorrow and Friday. So I'll be traveling. So we got the meetup on Friday. So we'll be linking up, getting together with everyone, and tomorrow I'll be traveling. So I'll be back and we'll be good to go for Monday. Look, if I have to force someone to get educated, I don't want to educate them anymore. I'm so far beyond that in my career. The last thing I want to do is force someone to make 6 figures extra this year. Spidey, I seen you in the chat yesterday. Yeah, I appreciate all the love going in that chat and just blowing it up, man. Those guys are just blown away. How do you heal from pain of a losing streak? You just review your behavior and your trades, and you gotta kind of audit that, right? And say, hey, you know what? Was it me? Was it the trading? Was it the markets? If it was the markets and it just happened to be probability, that's okay. You could live with that and just keep moving forward. You don't really need to make any adjustments unless there was a little bit of technical error. But if it was your own personal behavior, right, then that's something that you got to start to look to grow in, those areas of personal growth and development and emotional control and composure and whatnot. So you just got to look at the information right in front of you, give it an audit, meaning check out what you did right, what you didn't do, all that stuff, and then just determine where the solution needs to be, and then just start making those correcting those mistakes. Don't be afraid to correct your mistakes and move into the person that you're called to be. Don't be afraid to go out there and become successful. Most people, they don't feel worthy of it. So if their self-image isn't up to par, even if they get money, they'll spend it stupidly or they'll lose it stupidly because their self-image isn't at a level that says, hey, I am a person of that amount of money, in the bank. I'm a person who gets payouts. Like, you still feel like you might be a person that can't get payouts. So that's why you get close to it and then, you self-destruct. And that's why I'm trying to teach you guys so much about the self-image and about you. A little bit more about you, because that has everything to do with your performance as a trader, because the trading game is so wrapped up in getting at your emotions. That's where the army attacks. Is it doesn't attack your knowledge on technicals. It attacks your ability to stay composed, or stay in a trade, or get out of a trade, or stay out of a trade, or any of that stuff, right? So like yesterday's trade's a good example, right? The idea was anything above, any closures that remain above 82, we stay in the trade. So everyone planned that, but not everyone did that, right? So somewhere along the line, when things got just a little too uncertain, decisions were made and stops were moved, right? And say, you know what? I'm just going to get out of here now. So you had a rule, you had a plan, but you didn't follow it. You made another plan while your emotions were running high in that trade, right? So guess what? When you plan your trade, the whole point, and I said this last night in Asian session, the whole point of the plan is so that you don't succumb to your emotions while you're in the trade. Because what happens is when my emotions come up, if I'm in a trade and I get some sort of emotions to rise, guess what I do? I lean back on my plan, right? But because that's what the plan is for. It's because I already know that if I get into trouble in this trade, I might get emotional. So that's why I created the plan, right? So that way when those emotions rise up, I can lean back on that plan and say, hey, I already got a plan for this trade. Let me not get in the way. So you just have to learn how to do that as well. Emotions come in and you go, you know what? I'll take my stop from here to here, as if that's doing something anyway, right? Or you know what, I'm just gonna go keep my stops here, right? Whatever it is, whatever decision you made, if you broke the plan and you deviated from the original idea, that's the only thing that got you out of that was emotions, right? So unless you had a management plan before that saying, hey, if price consolidates, I'm gonna just close. My plan for consolidation was clear. It was, we can consolidate all we want. As long as we don't close below 82, I'm fine with it. Now look what happens when we did close below 82. Boom, right? That's when the move happened. But until then, there was never any push down, right? So our TPs were up here, and eventually we kind of rolled out of that trade. But you can see that was a trade that is one that will test your emotions, right, and your decision making. So this is what we're trying to prepare you for. Right? We're not trying to just call a trade so you can make money today and lose it all tomorrow or later. We're trying to educate you on how to make a plan and stick with it, how to handle your emotions, how to stay composed, how to mentally believe that you can actually accomplish this, right? It's one thing to believe I can do it. The question is, do you believe you can do it, right? And finally getting to that point where you're like, you know what? I can do this because I'm following the plan. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the day-to-day stuff that it takes to win. So I should win over time, right? So, and just helping you build that belief. And that's where, that's where the real skill comes into play. It's what do you do when emotions rise up? I truly believe those that stay composed the longest win. So again, more lessons from Asian Sesh last night, but those who can just go through adversity long enough usually end up, being the winner in life. So it's not like this game will be easy. It's going to test you in every way. It's just, will you pass or fail as the test shows up? Asian sessions always fire. New York gets the residue. New York gets the, I know. It's fresh on my mind in Asian. But there's a lot of power in calmness, gang. Calmness. I even brought it up while we were in drawdown. I'm like, look at me. Like, do I look like I'm budging? Do I look like emotions are getting to me? Do I look like I'm startled here? No, And one of the biggest things here was that one wick that popped up. Remember? I think it was this guy, right? Be honest. You don't have to say it in the chat. Did that wick shoot up trigger your emotions? Don't be honest with me. Be honest with you, right? From that point, did you start thinking, okay, I got to do something here. What should I do? Start, okay, maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll do that, or maybe I'll get out, or maybe I'll get in, or maybe. Just admit it to yourself, right? I want you to understand that wick is designed to do that to you. Right? It's designed to do that. It's designed to get you quaking. It's designed to get you fumbling and mumbling and trying to, think of what should I do now, as if there's a fire in your house, right? Like, what do I got to do? What do I got to do? So you gotta be aware of the market's little tricks. The market is a tricky little son of a gun too at the same time, right? But if you don't spend enough time sitting here watching it because you're playing World of Warcraft, which that's cool too, but don't expect to be a profitable trader. Expect to be, just an epic World of Warcraft player, right? But if you're really trying to get good at this, those are things that you'll pick up on, right? Those are things. How many people thought of that before I mentioned it? No, you probably didn't. You just probably reacted there and didn't think anything of it after that. But now you're like, you know what? Damn, that wick that actually did trigger some things in me. That actually did begin the conversation in my mind, right? Where I was like, okay, I got to do something here. So these are the things that I pick up on as in a way, an obsessed observer, that most people don't. And that's some of the reasons why I get results that other people don't, is just because I'm so obsessed with observing what goes on and what it does to humans. Man said, wow. So, whoa, what was that? Grind time in the building. There he is. Grind time. Did you get in on the RSVP? Let's go. Can't wait to see you, bro. What up, Mooney? All right, we got news coming up here in 55 seconds. 55 seconds. The power of calmness. If you guys want to hear more about that, ask me about it again later. It's one of the superpowers that you possess and you just don't know about it yet. That had to be the last push up. I gotta get out. And it was like violently coming back down there too. Like it looked like it was one of those where it's just gonna rip up and just fly down, right? It did. It really did. But guess what? If you don't care about your loss, if you're detached from your size, you planned on losing that trade anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. That stands for World of Warcraft. Sorry, dorks. I didn't know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you guys. Sorry, man. I didn't know. Holy. Let's go. Oh, that's funny. All right, here come our news. Let's see. Do we get red numbers on the dollar? Pending. First one red. Second one red. Second. Red. Yep. Figured. So, yeah, we should see that daily candle start making its way up. I want to be a part of it. I definitely do. And we'll try the best we can to, sink our teeth into something here. That 1 hour looks perfect. But with the news coming out, we don't want to be in just yet. So let's see if we can get a part of these buys. We need a closure with a wick to fill, or if this thing runs on us, we're going to need a little bit of structure to form up, and then we're in. We're in. All the WoW members are going to come. Don't send me any letters, all right? Don't send me no letters. I'm just kidding. Gold's moving like a piston right now. Yo, the ace in the building. What's up, brother? How are you? Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, I think. Yep, might set up exactly like yesterday's trade, where maybe we get a little push up, a little pullback. We get a buy position. We spend, 9 hours in drawdown, and then we move to TP. Sometimes I like those longer trades. I like when the pressure starts weighing on you guys a little bit. Yeah, I would have been interested in these buys had we made a bottom wick, like I mentioned. If we made that lower wick, especially on the 30-minute, I would have been interested there because I mean, we should move up here today. But yeah, if we would have got that, break of the highs would have been awesome. Sometimes you will get that too. Like I remember not much last year, but the year before and the years before that, we would actually trade news pretty often. As long as it did things like that, like as long as it maybe like moved up first and then went down and then re-broke the high, we would do that. We would do that all the time with CPI as well. And yeah, we actually had pretty good data doing that, but at a certain point it gets out of control. So we just kind of chilled. Felt like we were kind of getting away with it. Ben Bennett in the building. Yo. Yeah, just like yesterday, we had to yesterday CPI pushed up, right? And then we had to wait for that pullback. So that could be what we need to wait for here today. We'll see. But if that shows up, we're in there. Yo, what's up, Vicky? How you doing? Grateful to have you here. Grateful to have you. Let's go, J. Cool. Y'all, I love that video. That was awesome, dude. Got the facial reactions and everything. Epic. Big Garrett in the building. How you feeling, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sweet as. Yeah. All good.
Actually,
How we
chat,
doing?
what do you think? I think you might have to make it a little louder again.
Louder?
Slightly. Slightly.
Is that all good?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay, cool.
I think it might just be.
If I'm too quiet, just let me know.
Well, it's good. How was everything since Asian last night?
Yeah, we took a little. Well, I think John took profits, but me and Magnus took a loss in London.
The trade looked money.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, I had
Salary's
so
better.
much confidence in it. It was like it was probably a bit lower. It was in the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. That
This one
inverted
here?
celery 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour had no top wick. It tapped target on the 4 hour. It looked so good, honestly. 1 hour remained in the range. I mean, 30-minute remained in the range, and then the 1 hour was rejecting, and then closed back inside the range on the 1 hour as well. So, I had so much
nice
confidence we were getting the 4 hour top
Solid.
wick, but it just didn't come.
Solid. Good trade. Almost got there. Almost.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 pips.
John
off,
said, I'm
not far at
snagging
all.
that. There was just too many trades where I took and he did, and he's like, nah.
Yeah. Honestly, I had so much confidence because even like if you were looking,
Yeah, this looked good.
I don't know if someone might be able to get a photo in for you, but like the 4 hour was tapping target in a way that it looked like the daily was going to reverse to continue bullish. So it just everything looked like something that I'd hold runners on. So I was happy to wait for that 4 hour top wick, but yeah, it just didn't come.
Cool. Good trade. Nice inverted celery, break of the highs, pre-London. Yeah, not bad. I like this. I like it. Wow, look at that. We filled the range. Holy Goldie. Gareth, we already introduced Gareth, man. Where were you the other day? Guy's a legend here in TT.
I think this might be the second NY stream now.
Yeah,
So.
second NY sesh for Gareth. Been in the clubhouse a while, you know. Usually the clubhouse learns people and things a little bit, I guess, quicker than YouTube, but
Yeah, earlier.
yeah, gang. This is Gareth. If you guys don't know Gareth, me and Gareth been working one-on-one together in the elite program for well over a year now, and just one of the probably top 5, you know, definitely top 10 students, man, that just got in and, you know, just put his foot down and said, hey, coach, you know, like, teach me, you know, whatever it is that I need to do, I'll do it. To let me know my corrections. And, you know, this is a good mentee right here who took the information and applied it. You know what I mean? And now he's doing well for himself. He's like the early 20s. Yeah, hit his first 100K.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just epic. He's on his run. You know, he's on his business right now. So I figured what a better time to have him up here and you guys get to know him. And you live in Australia. Australia,
yeah.
So it's nighttime right now.
Yeah.
But I thought the trade was good. Looked good, bro.
Yeah. I was thinking on reflection, once the 30-minute created a bottom wick and rebroke the previous highs, that might have been a reason to go BE. But honestly, I'm not even that upset at that because it was a new 1 hour candle as well. So anticipating that lower wick makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why you hung in. I get it. Damn.
Yeah, because I was kind of anticipating that we'd get at least one more bearish candle because we're in the range before we come up with that 4 hour wick, but it just respected it and then bled off.
Yeah. Nice. Where did you have partials? Right up here at 40.
Right at the 4 hour high, yeah. I would have been out.
Literally
out like
just missed.
80%. Yeah. But that's the way of the game sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's sometimes, you know, the difference between a winner and a loser, or a winner and a break even. But nothing.
Yeah, but you can even see as soon as it come, we had direction very well. Like it did end up rejecting off that 4 hour area, but it just unfortunate.
4 hour wasn't ready. You see how it goes back down, and back up, and back down. So it probably needed to close. That new one needed to open, and then earlier we broke the highs on that. In New York.
If you go onto the 1 hour time frame at London Open, do you see that candle is where we were? That inverted celery was where we were at when it just looks so good to continue, at least for the wick fill to the left.
Yeah. Yes, sir, good trade. I like it. I like it. Man, would have loved to have a lower wick here. We knew this move was coming. Yeah, just needed a lower wick. You played rugby? Yeah, you played rugby, right?
When I was younger, I used to play. But then now I jumped over to football or soccer. Depends where you're from.
You played the football. Yeah, I would have been in off the 1 hour if there wasn't news here. But once that 15 rejected, so let's wait for the news. Let's wait for the news. So it looks like both everything came out red here. So that was our push up, and we'll see where we go from here now. Let's see that daily. That daily's getting ready to make a move here, man. We broke the highs, and again, the plan here for today is to see if we can get involved in anything that fills that daily wick, right? That's kind of our plan here today, is lower time frame setups and then higher time frame wick fill targets. So that's what we're looking for. We're just trying to find our doorway in now. I wouldn't even mind if we stay up here to just kind of, you know, use this as a little bit of a zone here as well, and just kind of mess around here and closure above. We got new structure. We stay above, and then we got all that clean range, and that'll be the wick fill right there. That's the daily wick right here. The London trade, I would have took partials. Yeah, I would have took it at the wick, at the range fill, but it doesn't look like we actually tapped, so I can't say 100% whether or not maybe I would have dragged my line down or something, you know. But yeah, probably somewhere. Yeah, I probably would have hit, because I would have had it, you know, somewhere a little bit lower than the wick, and just I see over here there's a bunch. I'm sorry, lower than the resistance, and I see here that there's a bunch of wicks. So I might have had like partials sitting somewhere here, but it's hard to say, yeah, without being there. But yeah, most definitely. I mean, I think everyone was looking for partials at resistance, Gareth included, right? It just didn't get to his.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would have had mine sitting, yes, just somewhere a little bit lower. It's hard to say exactly whether I would have got out or got stuck in there, but. What's up, Nick? You good? Nah, brother, I'm great. I'm incredibly fantastic. Yes, thank you for asking though. But how does one differentiate between wick fill and rejection? So usually I look at the body of the candle, right? So let's say you have a bearish candle and you have a closure below. So you got one candle that looks something like this, right? And then another candle that may look something like this, where this candle kind of looks like that. So I usually look at what's the difference between the wick and the body, right? And if the box is that much bigger, let's say, to put a visual on it, then I wouldn't really get into that. But this right here looks like a beautiful wick to fill, and then for price to keep rolling. You got a strong body, you got a nice wick that kind of just leads the way here, right? This one over here on the right, you have a weak body and a wick that kind of says, hey, I rejected out of there. You know what I mean? So this is typically where on the right hand side, a lot of times what'll happen is you'll get like a bullish candle to close, and then maybe what happens is later on that wick gets filled, right? But price might need a little bit of a pullback in that moment. So what'll happen here is like price will come down, close back below, and then fill that wick later. So there's a piece of content in the course inside the Clubhouse that talks all about the difference between wick fills and rejection wicks, and this is, you know, a little bit of the explanation on that, where at one point you have a rejection wick, but later on at a certain point that actually becomes a wick to fill at that point. So it's just important to know the two, and sometimes that wick won't get filled right away by the very next candle. It'll make some structure, right? It'll get the closure, and then it'll fill that wick. Yeah, I hope that helps. The main news came in at 8:30.
Back-to-back days.
What did you say?
2 big news events in back-to-back days.
I'm enjoying news actually doing something these days, like having a good red folder and it actually making a move. Yeah, Charlie, the news came out at 8:30. So we had news drop at 8:30, which was these red folders right here. 8:30 right here, and then we also have 10 a.m. A Fed talk at 10, which they probably have word of what it is, so that's probably why it's just a red folder, and they'll release it, you know, right away. Crude oil inventories today as well, and then you'll have a bunch of Fed meetings later. But it looks like a repeat of yesterday. You know, we pushed up yesterday, then we waited for the buys off support. You know, hopefully we can scratch the consolidation today. But yeah, I mean, as long as we can kind of make a move, I think we can probably push this down now and say, hey, you know, price closed at resistance. If we can get a closure back above that after creating some structure, then I think we're good to go. Yo, what's up, James? James in the building. What's up, Cole? How are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Yo, Luna was hilarious yesterday. Talk about, I think I seen one time in Johnny Gem's reflection that he was looking at the 5-minute. That was hilarious. Are we buying the breakout or are we going for a range 2? Which breakout, brother? We wanted this breakout here off the 30-minute time. I wanted to take this if we had a bottom wick, but we didn't. So we let news come out, and now we're just really either waiting for a pullback. So there's kind of 2 plans here today, which is, you know, wait for this pullback, right, and see if we can get a buy position from maybe somewhere down here, right, maybe somewhere like off of one of these levels, and then buy back up, or we if price wants to remain up here, right, we wait for just something like this, really, you know, a new support, and then we keep buying. keep on buying, baby. So we'll see. I'd like a little structure like this, you know, maybe 1-2 candles would be good here. Maybe like a candle, bearish candle, and then maybe like a push down, and then another bearish closure, and then a bullish one would be awesome. Something like that would be great. And then we take buys from there. Clean range to the left. A lot of clean range here today. Would have loved to participate in this, but you know, there's still, you know, if after we get through this traffic here, there's still a lot more open highway for us. Reading The Compound Effect, and I would say it's one of the best books I ever read. It really is. You know, it's so applicatable. Like, that book is like you can put it down and just begin to apply what you're learning. What are some of the things that are hitting you right now, Q? You know what I did back in the day? You know when he talks about writing down exactly how much money goes out and in? I remember doing that. I'd keep a little flashcard on me, and even if I spent like $1.50 on a bagel or something, I just write that down. It's very important to see where your money is going. Very important. You guys ever wonder where all your money goes? Why don't you write it down every time you spend some? Then you'll know. You're like, man, I'm working all this, I'm making all this money. Where's it going? Take a look. A lot of people are scared to look.
I remember when I started doing that after reading The Compound Effect. It was it really opens your eyes on how much money you just throw at nothing, really. Literally.
I used to have a mentoring company, like a consulting company, where I would teach people different things about building e-commerce stores. And I would, before I ever worked, if anyone ever wanted to work one-on-one with me, what I would do is I would actually have them read that book before I ever scheduled a meeting with them, just so I could see if it was worth my time. And I wanted them to understand what that book was saying. So by the time I, you know, was going in there to spend time with them, we were already on the same page on, you know, what things look like, right, in order to accomplish success. So I think that highly of that book. I used to buy them. I think I bought like 100 of them once. I don't know if I got a pick, but I bought them. We would buy some of these at these events. They would have thousands of them. Outwitting the Devil, one of the greatest books ever written. Yeah, I got it right here on my bookshelf. Yup. Be prepared when you read that. You know, most people are so stuck, they're so hardwired, they're so programmed that they can't handle some of that information, you know. And by the way, that's when you go, like, when you all of a sudden can't believe something, you want to ask why. You want to actually say, why don't I believe that, right? Is it because of truth or that I know of, or is it just simply because my family acted that way, or someone told me that when I was young, or whatever the case is? So, you know, in the beginning, the truth hurts, but as they say, eventually it sets you free. So don't be afraid to peek into the truth. It's not easy to, in a way, you know, become Neo, you know, and actually become a glitch in the matrix. Most people don't want to know about it. They're just like, they're like Cypress, you know. He's like, I just want to go back into the matrix. I don't want to know anything about this. Like, send me back without any sort of memory or anything like that I know of when it comes to this matrix, because most people just don't want to see it. It's not easy to live life under, you know, behind the curtain of the illusion, so to speak, where you can kind of peek around it. So most people would rather just take whatever happens. Put some volume in your voice, Nick. Put some Q-tips in your ears and clean it. That's what Raja would say. He'd be like, clean out your ears. Clean out your ears. Got to get an ear job. Atomic Habits, a great book. Slight Edge. Those books are all relatively the same. You know, they're all talking about the same stuff, but they're all a little bit different too in each way. Yeah, it's like the Truman Show. Anytime you try and go out and be great, you know, you're gonna have an archon or you're gonna have a distraction. That could come as your own mom, believe it or not. Come as your mom's mom. You know, you just never know where that's gonna come from. Like, if you guys ever seen the Truman Show, every single time he tried to crack the illusion, right, there was someone or something or that kind of pushed his attention away, right, and kind of put him back in the opposite direction of finding out the truth. So that's going to happen to you. You know, sometimes we call them like naysayers or doubters or whatever, but that's really what it is. It's just the matrix, right, sending something to distract you away from your greatness, really. Nice. Took a buy. Nice. Congrats. Am I still holding Bitcoin? Yeah, I still hold some Bitcoin. Yeah, everyone check on your crypto bros, please. Phone them, give them a call, send them a card, give them a letter. They're struggling right now. But October's very own. That's all I got to say. Can we rely on technicals and news numbers and take trade regardless? No. Just rely on your playbook, you know what I mean? If you got I would always rely on the setups and the data that I have. Not because the technicals and like if you have good technicals but the news is coming, that could wipe you out or something like that. So try and block out all the noise outside of when familiar price action shows up, you trade. So that means everything else is just noise. It's not to your concern at all. Just rely on your playbook that produces the profits. That's it. That's all I really count on here. Hey, let's go. Your dad's in the clubhouse? Let's go. W Dad. We got a lot of families in the clubhouse. It's pretty epic, actually. Got dads and sons, got moms and sons, moms and daughters. It's honestly pretty epic. You got husband and wives. I mean, it's boyfriend and girlfriends. It's classic. July 16th is Hug a Crypto Guy Day. Yeah, definitely do that. Definitely going to want to do that. Call them up, make sure they're good. They're sitting in their room, just keep buying. It's like it's like this market. You know, you got no one to speed up, no one to sit down, no one to chill. Know who to listen to, who not to listen to. We actually do have grandpas in the clubhouse. Yeah, we have some people with actually beautiful families, big, awesome families, and you know, they're probably just building it for maybe their grandkids, maybe to set a good example, maybe to show their kids, you know, that, you know, you can still be this age and still get to it. I don't know, you know, they have their own reasons, but maybe they want to provide you know, more for their grandkids or have some more free time to spend. Everyone's reasons are different, but you got to know yours, man. As long as you know yours, then that's all that matters. Yeah, this is it right here, Outwitting the Devil. Yep. One of the greatest books ever written, especially by Napoleon Hill. They actually hid this book for years. They wouldn't release it. If they tell the story in the beginning of the book where they wanted like a whole generation to pass away before they let this information out because they just felt like the elites were going to come after them. It's epic. Kind of like the Gospel of Thomas and Mary Magdalene and, you know, all those books. They buried them. Am I in a different time zone? No. Same time zone. What's up, brother? How you doing? Why was the YouTube being wild in the prop firm? That's just the energy we bring. It's just Don't ask, don't tell, you know, just accept it. You're just going to get hit with it. I think they even tried to ban 1 or 2 people, and they were like, this isn't even going to, like, do anything. Like, we're getting nowhere. We can't ban them fast enough. Zach texts me, he goes, dude, this is wild. We've never seen anything like it. This community's insane. I say, yeah. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Basically, we just shock everyone. Like every time we go somewhere or do something as a crew, we just make a whole bunch of noise. It's just what it is. Yeah. Hey, if you guys go back and watch, like, you know, 20 minutes before I actually showed up there, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Just a normal Tuesday. I love Nick, but I hate his community, he says. And then they crack their highest viewers in a day and their biggest likes, and they go, you know what? I love this community. They got you for 5 minutes? Oh man. All good, all good. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't see anything abnormal here. They were like, what's going on? I go over, I see everyone spamming W, spamming TT. I go, I don't see anything out of the ordinary. What do you mean? He goes, this community's crazy, bro.
This 15-minute candle was bearish a minute ago.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Just running. We're running. What was the name of it? It was a prop firm match. Prop firm match. We broke the records. Oh, nice. Just downloaded the book. Awesome. Yeah, The Magic of Thinking Big is probably like the defining book for me. That one really shifted my whole paradigm, you know, when it came to just the way I should think. You know, like if you're gonna think, you might as well think big. You know, that's something I learned too, is like we might as well just assume everything's gonna go good, right? Everything's gonna go right, versus trying to assume, like, if you think about it, your whole life, you know, during certain events or things, you didn't really think about what was gonna happen good. You just kind of thought, what could go wrong? What do we have to be prepared for, right? I argue to say, why don't you just, you know, assume everything's gonna go right, everything's gonna work out well, and guess what? A lot of times it does. A lot of times, you know, we what's the quote? We suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. So it's pretty interesting how we just, you know, yesterday I asked Alea, I said, honey, what do you say when you talk to yourself? What do you say when you talk to yourself? You know, and I found it interesting that what she said back was some of the words that I instilled in her, right? Some of the words that I, you know, told her to think about without me really knowing. She caught on, and those are the things that she would kind of tell me that she's saying in her head. So it's pretty epic, you know. Glory to. Guy goes, how big is your community? I say, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how big the community is. It just depends, you know. Is you talking about the live streams, the entire community, the Discord, people all around the world. Crazy. Asian? Yeah, Asian's been a great session, man. It really has. It's not only has it been good in terms of like just lessons and conversations, but trades have not been bad at all. Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, enjoy that book. Enjoy it. All right, we're in the clean traffic territory. Give us something, gold. Don't just drive all the way up today. What made me pick the 10 a.m. closure? Just trading futures, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. I used to run off the 9 a.m. closure as well. Yeah, it's a little different, but I got used to it. Oh, are you gonna watch it after you? Oh, let's go get the 10K steps. W. They tried to get me to stay. I was hoping the TTE members are gonna win all the giveaways. I don't know. I haven't seen any lucky giveaway winners here today. They didn't like you until the numbers were shattered. Then they were like, you know what? I love this crew. There you go, Angel. Yeah, sounds like you're looking for all the reasons not to do this. Why should I even help you? Got your 10-year-old reading As a Man Thinketh? Bro, W dad. Or mom, I don't know. I can't tell by the username, but incredible, incredible. I don't see why not. I think they should read that in schools, right? I think that attitude alone should be a topic and a subject and a class in school. You know, the school system's so backwards, it's crazy. You guys missed the IG comment giveaways. You know why? I want to see if you guys are actually commenting because you love me, or whether or not you just, we're looking for the giveaways. But I've come to realize that you guys only comment for the giveaways. Down. It broke my heart, the last two posts. It broke my heart. Oh, snap. Maybe if we get a couple hundred comments on some of my newer posts, I'll be motivated to do some giveaways. I got them stacking up, and it's either I give them to you or I just use them myself. You guys can decide. Shout out to all the real ones that commented anyway. Yeah. Oh, like. I think we already answered the question about healing from a losing streak and stuff. It's one or two things. It's either your behavior or your technicals or both. So you gotta find that head of the snake and chop it, So whether it's your own behavior and decision making that's causing you to disrupt the program of following a system, you're gonna have to make some behaviors in your decision making, right? If it's the technicals, then you're gonna have to make adjustments in your technicals. But you really just need to focus on playing the probability game, so you're not up and down. You don't really want a losing streak to rattle you emotionally. That's if you stick to that system at all times, you can be okay with your losses. And very, very rarely will you run into a losing streak. You still will at times, but very rarely if you're following the profitable system, whether it's the system we talk about or a different one, you shouldn't run into crazy, ridiculous losing streaks all the time like that. And just understand, it ain't personal. It's not personal. If you're trading probabilities, that's it. It's a loss against probability. It's not a loss against you. When you take a loss in trading, you're not a loser, right? You're not stupid. You're not an idiot, right? It's just a loss. And the quicker you can understand that, the quicker you can, show up to the desk and not take things personal and just do business here and let probabilities play out. That's what I do. Nothing personal here. Nothing personal. Even when there's people in the comment section that that quake and stuff, I never take any of that personal. I don't take any of the stuff that happens to me on the desk personal, and I don't take anything here personal, because it's just business, right? It is what it is. I signed up for it all, so I can handle it, right? So as long as I'm playing probabilities, I can handle my losses. As long as I'm, you know, serving people genuinely from my heart, I can take the naysayers too. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. The best loser wins. I could be a really good loser too. I'm a great loser. I'm a great mentee, and you know, I don't mind, you know, scratching my elbows at times and scraping my knees, you know, in the game. What up, Simzy? It's part of it. It's part of it. Yeah, man, would love to get into these buys, but I cannot do this without support. I just need some support. This is the move for me. So maybe this can set up for 9:30, but if we can get any sort of like push down, even like a fake out or something, you know, or a support to form down here somewhere, then I like these buys. I'd love to see this candle push right now and then reject and leave a wick, because that would be our target right there. So if we can push here, reject, come back, retrace, we could take the buys right off support and then target that wick fill. Remember what we just talked about? A rejection wick will later on, after structure is formed, it will later on become a target, you know, a wick to fill. Yo, word. Someone press buy right quick. Just right quick, real quick. Daily looks golden. Golden to fill this wick here today, boys. That's our range right there. If we put a line here, you'll see how it comes straight into that wick, right? And that's the area that we want to pretty much buy into. My prop firm leverage kills my system risk management. Yeah, you have to work around it. You know what I mean? Just work around it. See how you can find solutions. That's good. You got an opportunity to look for solutions now. Uh-oh, what's he pulling out the closet? Well, is that super duper secret strategy that I teach in the elite program? Yo, get that off the camera.
Super strategy.
Get that off the camera. Is that the one that got you $100,000 this year? Hey yo, you gotta save that for the elite program.
It's just a case with all the secret strategies, all the secret setups locked away in my closet.
Hey, don't hold me to this, but I have plans to make it easier to actually become an elite member through a grading system, a scorecard, and a performance-based data through the clubhouse. So there could be some opportunities now where you earn an elite program, right? You don't actually pay or invest into it. You can earn it. So these are just thoughts going on in my mind. So I'm planning on taking the clubhouse to a whole nother level. So I'm trying to, you know, sit with my ideas a little bit, organize them in my mind, and get things, you know, on paper so I can really decide, you know, which directions we want to go, and it's going to be epic, trust me. The clubhouse stuff is, we're in the very, very beginning times. Yes, sir. Duck race for the elite. Yeah, and then we're also I can't say too much. I'm very excited about it, but I can't really let it out the bag yet. I got to get things organized. Yes. Someone bought that high. Yes, thank you guys. By the way, whoever took that buy real quick,
yeah,
appreciate you guys very much. Send me an email and I will mail you a box of cookies. Whoever did that, I got you. Hit me up. I'll give you an elite membership.
The big M, for real?
Did he really make 100K? You know what the special part is? It's all through prop firms, right? Pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all through
of it,
prop
yeah.
firms, which is pretty epic to do. Pretty epic. And Garrett is someone that came from a similar system, right? You were just like me. He was in market fluidity for a bit, right? Kind of working some things out there, and then came over here. And I think the story is, right, like pretty much not too long after you showed up, I said, hey, I'm opening the elite program, and you jumped on it.
Yeah, you said, I don't remember exactly, but it was like, you were like, I'm opening 2 spots up, and then you were going to close it, and then you closed it for like 3 months. So I was like, okay, I'm getting in now, because I don't want to wait another 3 months. And then like, if I waited 3 months, I probably, like, I managed to get profitable in those first 3 months, so I probably wouldn't have been profitable at that point.
Wow. It's interesting. Very similar story with Magnus. Like it was either almost like now or never for him. You know, it just like couldn't have happened at a better time. Like that's just how life is. You know, when you start doing the right things, like things just line up. You know, things align for you, and you just happen to get into certain doors before they close, or you get these windows of opportunity, and you just can't even like plan it. You know what I mean? It just kind of unfolds like that. So yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time.
Keegan, the timestamp was my whole elite mentorship. So I think it was 10 months of calls. That was the timestamp between 0 to 100. My first 2 months actually had me down 3K. So about last 8 months was where I made up the rest of it.
Epic. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All you really, like, for me, that's how it happened for me too. I went from making nothing to just going on a funded run and started hitting some bigger payouts, and that ultimately started changing things for me because I started making more money. So I started not to trade with as much pressure. Before, I was literally running out of money. I probably had $100 or something left, and then bam, a $12,000 payout came in, right? And that just, wow, you know. And then I think a month and a half later, it was another 8K, and I barely spent any of the 12K, you know. So I was really stacking bread. And then all of a sudden I had 6 figures in the bank, right? I was like, holy smokes. And that's when I decided to move to Florida and, you know, get a place on my own and even start the live stream and stuff like that. And things changed quickly, man, real quick. So it's one of those things like a rocket ship, you know. It spends a lot of time just trying to get out of that one spot, right? But by the time it blasts off, it's gone.
Yeah. And it was a similar story to myself as well. Like when we were going through my data, it was like over 30% of my profits came in May and June. So
Yep.
it does, if you allow the payouts to grow, then you can have more accounts, which means when you get paid out again the next time, you'll have 5 accounts instead of having 3 accounts.
Yep.
So if you're disciplined until you need to be disciplined on the 150K account where you withdraw $1,000, and then allow that to compound into 550K accounts where you're withdrawing $1,000 or $2,000. So you just need to allow for that compounding. You can't just like throw $1,000 at the market and then hope you pass all 5 accounts and hope you get the payouts. You need to slowly earn your accounts and earn your sizing throughout a couple months.
I agree. Yeah. Ye must be faithful with a little before you get a lot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you can do the right things on a small account or on one account, next thing you know, you got a skill and you got money, and now you're buying 4 accounts or 5 accounts, and you're using that skill to maybe take the same payout, right? Maybe take a 2K payout, only now it's times 5, right? So that's what happened a lot. You know, you all of a sudden you start getting a payout, but it's multiplied, and all of a sudden things really start to change financially for you. And you know that when things change financially, that opens up the door to a lot of new opportunity. A lot of new opportunity. How many accounts did I blow before becoming successful? A lot. More than I'm man enough to admit. Probably 60. Yeah, and that also includes like maybe live accounts too with my own money. Like I remember my wife Anna would give me $500. She'll get, hey, I'll get an extra $1,000. She'll give me $1,000 to trade with, you know, and like, you know, if I needed money, right? I had my own money, but if I ever needed something, you know, like, and my wife had extra money, she'd be like, here, take this 500 or take that 1,000, and I'd blow all those accounts. But you know, all of those paid for education, right? I paid to learn in a way. I paid the market tuition, so to speak. So they all went towards bettering my trading. But I did blow a lot of accounts. You guys don't know, I was a horrible trader. It was almost, it looked like there was no hope for me. I'm telling you, I was not good. I was not good at all. Compared to guys like Gareth or Magnus or John or any of the like guys that you see outside of me, these guys are way better than me, way earlier. So the only thing I probably have on them right now is simply time, you know, chart time and experience. But like in terms of how good of a start they got off to compared to me, it was ugly. I'm telling you, my journey was ugly in the beginning. Very ugly.
And I'm sure if the other two boys were here as well, like we all have to give credit to you, of course. Like I was with Roger for a year and you for a year, and with Roger, not saying Roger was explaining it badly, but I just didn't have that like person telling me exactly what to do one-on-one.
Yeah, true.
So like
helps.
The difference between, I was in Roger's community for 10 months and I've been in this community for 10 months, and one community I was struggling break even, and then I jump into this community and the results speak for themselves after the last 10 months as well. So yeah,
no, I love that. Yeah, and I think our stream, even if you're not in the elite program, you can probably get a little bit more personalized responses here, because you know, I know you guys, you know, those that are consistent in that work in the chat, type in the chat, like based off of your commentary or your questions or your concerns, I get to know you. You know, I said this in the clubhouse the other day, like if you don't enjoy typing in the chat, I would rethink that a little bit, because that's how I can get to know you, right? Without necessarily being in my elite program or work one-on-one with me. The more I see you in the chat, the more I pick up off of the questions you ask and the things that you say, so I can help you with a little bit more direct feedback. So, you know, talk, you know what I mean? If you got questions, get them answered, you know, speak up in the chat. I mean, you literally don't even have to speak up, you know, and raise your hand. You just got to type something. You don't be afraid to type it. You know, maybe I'll miss it the first time, you know, hit me again. You know, there's a big chat. There's 2 chats here. You know, don't take it personal if you don't get the question answered right away. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was talking about something else. Maybe Gareth was talking. So, you know, if you have questions, I'm here to help you guys. You know, so don't hesitate to ask that. And the more you talk in the chat, the more I can begin to get a read and kind of, funny enough, build a relationship with you. You know, I've been doing this long enough now that I have straight up built relationships with people and learned about them just through their commentary in the chat. 60's not horrible. I'm at 300. Yeah, I was heading there too. You know, if I didn't clean up my act and make decisions that you know, aligned with the playbook. John got replaced. Yeah, we replaced John and Magnus with Gareth. So you'll no longer see.
Yeah, they're not here anymore, guys.
Let's see if they are here. Let's see. No, they're not here. They're not here at the moment. Maybe, yeah.
Magnus has his camera off, I think, when you search participants.
Been here for a few years, was able to, let's go. Last year was able to quit your job. Let's go, Dopa. I love that. Yep. Yeah, it's cool because a lot of the people that have been here now for, let's say 2 or 3 years, they're all starting to, you know, see that profit that they're looking for, see the growth that they're looking for. And then they also like kind of hear me talking to the people that are here now for a couple months, 3-6 months. And at one point they were in that situation, you know, and a lot of times they're thinking, man, I just hope these guys just listen up. I hope they just do what is being talked about, because I mean, everything I talk to you guys about are the things that I've done to get to where I am in life. And everything that I talk about are the things that I've taught other people. I've helped many people make 6 figures in trading. Gareth is just one of them. You know, there's so many others who you don't even hear about, know about. They don't even want me to talk about them, that have completely changed their life, walked away from their full-time job, got their wife out of a job. I mean, there's stories over here that I can legit cry reading to you. If I showed you some of these messages and some of the pictures of some of these families, I mean, you would cry here today, literally. All right, support. Come out wherever you are. Yeah, 100%. If you've seen the stories, I mean, I got one guy. I mean, this guy lived in absolute atrocity. Just horrible living conditions. And he messaged me not too long ago. I was crying reading the message. I'll be honest. It was early June, and he wrote me a big thing. But he said, "Man, you know, me and my family made memories of a lifetime during this break, and they went to Universal Studios and." He said, man, it just wouldn't be possible, right, if it wasn't for your mentorship. Like, and it's like, that's why we're showing up here, right? We know we can help you. It's just depending on whether or not you will tie into what we're teaching and our philosophies and our style of trading, right? We know that if you have a good work ethic and you know what you want in life and you're willing to be coached, I 100% know I can help you change your life. I do, because I've done it myself, and I've done it for many others. It's just, will you tap in and take the information serious? That's the big question. That's the big question. Slowly working my first payout. Let's go. Focused on A+ setups. Well, that'll get you there. Every loss last month you got back, but we didn't. I don't know who we is. You're speaking for a lot of people there. I mean, I'm better at trading than you. I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm better than you at trading. You know, I've been doing it longer. I can take a loss. I can handle that loss. I can use my skill set to get my loss back, and you can't. That's why you're learning from me, right? So you're in the learning stage. I'm in the earning stage. You know what I mean? So I'm just better at trading. You know, there's no other way to put it. I mean, that's why you're here watching me, right? Because I'm better at trading than you, and you're trying to learn from me. So, I mean, that's just the facts right there. You know, everyone's at a different level. You know, maybe some people got their loss back, some people didn't. It just depends on your skill and your ability to maneuver in the markets. I mean, I'm not your sole provider here. You know what I mean? I'm trying to educate you and teach you how to trade, not, you know, take a loss and help you get it back and help you get another one and help you I mean, I'm going to take trades as they come up, and when the camera's on, you'll see them. But there's certain trades I can take off camera, off stream, and, you know, I can use my skill set to get the money back. What do you want me to say? You know, I've been doing, look, it's no surprise I'm better than you. I've been doing it longer, right? I've been doing this literally for over 5 years, the same exact way. So, why won't I sell here? There's no bottom wick on this candle. Yeah, otherwise I might have been interested, but I'm looking for support. I think we talked about price coming down into these ranges and looking for support. Yes. What can I do for you, young man? What? What? This guy's silly. Hey, one sec, chat. All right. Dun dun. Yeah, no bottom wick here, so just gotta wait. You know, again, the best play is gonna be to wait on support. We might even want to wait for the 4-hour support, right? 4-hour candle closure, and then we could continue on in the daily to break the highs and fill that wick. So remember, the market doesn't care about your time. It's not on your time. It's on its own time, and there's nothing we could do but, you know, wait for the market to set up. Let's wait for it to set up. Let's see, where can price come down into, right? Probably somewhere in these ranges here. You know, we could probably see price maybe create support, and then we got all that range to move back up. So I think this would be the next play here, is if we can get that move down, right, where price kind of taps into that range, and then we create support here. That'll be even better. We'll have a better opportunity to take a buy, right, especially better than up here, and then we could start to move up in that range. And again, that gives us, you know, an opportunity to be a part of that bigger daily candle move if it wants to move up and fill that wick and, you know, do all that good stuff.
A lot like yesterday's New York trade.
Yeah, exactly. Exact trade from yesterday.
Just with those shorts, there's no bottom wick on the 15-minute candle, so that would be one of the main reasons why we'd stay out.
Yep.
Plus, we have no real target tapped on the 4-hour. Like we haven't really tapped into that target yet, and the daily is very bullish, so it would be a good reason to avoid any sells at the moment. Just wait for that pullback and a continuation.
Yeah, my big thing, daily still bullish, 4-hour just starting to become bullish. So if we can get that pullback now anywhere down here, that looks perfecto. Let's see, maybe we get a tap down too. That'd be great. Maybe a tap down. Boom, and then we buy back up. Patience. I don't know if you guys hear my kids, but they're crazy. Oh man, Kingston's a trip, dude.
How old's
after a
Kingston?
couple. How old is he? 4.
How-
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
2. Yo, is that you out here? What happened? What? You're a silly guy. You're a silly kid. You know that?
I think just with that question there, the 3 main steps taken, it's hard to put it on 3 exact things, but the 3 of the things that would have helped me a lot, and when I started to see that initial growth, was just really understanding my pros and my strong suits in trading and my negatives, like what I see well, what I don't see well. And then I would do 4 trade reviews every month, 1 every single Friday, where I would review the week, and then at the end of the month I'd do like an overall trade review by myself, where I'd review all 4 weeks. So just one of the main things is knowing where you're making your mistakes and giving your profits away, and then trying to find ways to stop giving them back so easily, even if that means not taking trades that me, Magnus, or Nick are taking, just because you know that's where you're leaking profits. But it's more of a talk to yourself, like make sure you're keeping yourself accountable in terms of you're always reviewing your trades, you're always risking what you planned, and you're not getting in and out of trades just based on little market fluctuations. So when I was BE, a lot of things that I did see was happening a lot was, instead of putting my stop where Nick's stop was, I might just go a little bit higher or a little bit lower, or instead of risking differently on trades depending on how good the trade is, I'd just give it the same size for every single setup, which caused me to have a very low RR, which in our elite was with Nick, that was one of the main things that we were talking about improving, was my RR. So I actually took the exact same trades, like around 0.5 to 0.7 RR, but how I got that up was my risking between trades. So if a trade was really, really good, giving it the size it deserves, and if it's a bit of a riskier trade, like taking it in the last 5 or the last few minutes of a 4-hour candle or the first few minutes of a 4-hour candle, you just give it a little bit less. But the real main thing that made a huge difference was tracking my own data and reviewing trades all the time. Once a week, every single week on Friday after New York session, review your trades and then make sure you're tracking them properly. The tracking and the reviewing will give you so much confidence going into the next weeks and next months, because it's simple. You just don't give your losses back where you're making mistakes, and just stay disciplined to that, and then give it 6 months and you'll know exactly what you should be doing and shouldn't be doing.
Yep. Yeah, once you really get a read on those conditions, it gets a lot easier to pick your size and have confidence, or because as like some trade, you can have an onion where you're trying to get out early versus an onion where you want it to run, so there's other factors, and we like to call those conditions, basically, right? So it's like, do you remember when you started picking up on those and starting to say, hey, like 4 hours only making a bottom wick here, so although the onion's good, let me go lower on my size and probably take my TP a little earlier and stuff like that. So talk to him like a little bit about how like that plays a huge role into this, where most people just see it for like face value or the cover of a book, but they're not reading into the book and understanding those things.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they're not getting the results that maybe you and I are getting.
Yeah, well, when I was talking to you, that's something you pointed out in my trading. It was like, you didn't exactly tell me what to do, but you were like, look, I'm running the same trades as you, similar stops, similar TPs, but I've got a 1R and you've got a 0.6R or a 0.7R. So then I really started reviewing my trades and noticing, hey, when I'm going counter trend, I should be taking my profits a lot more quicker, because it's tapping the first sign of support and then it's rejecting and continuing with the trend. So understanding what trades you're getting into and understanding how much size they deserve, it takes a long time to do. Like, it's taken me about 4 months to really get a grasp on it. But then you'll start seeing that although we run a bit of a negative RR system, once you're able to give trades the size they deserve and reduce on trades that don't deserve that size, you'll start bringing that RR back up, and then you might even start losing trades a little bit less as well, because you're jumping out of trades that don't have a very high probability for you.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something that I noticed when I'm going counter trend is onions for me don't work. We take
Fades
them quite often,
inverted, right?
but yeah, for me with fades, when you take an onion, like an onion candle with fades, I didn't find the best probability in that. So waiting for either an inverted celery or a range 2, that saved me a lot of losses after a couple months. But it's too hard to say exactly, do this
time,
with this trade and you'll be profitable. It's, and Nick says experience, and I know it's annoying because it was annoying for me to hear at the start, but like, it's not really purely down to experience. Like, if you're viewing your trades every week, you'll just start to see it. You'll start to see when everything's aligning well to give a trade size and when it's not as good.
Yep. And I think, and again, Gareth is up here for a reason because he's willing to do that type of work, right? And that work leads to the results. So I just don't think people are willing to do the work, to study the data, to track the trades, to understand it. And that's going to be a problem for you guys because, the profitable traders are going to go this way, and, we could both be taking same trades too, and you can go that way because it's like the guy said, hey, how come I can't make my money back? Probably because of this. You might not understand conditions the way I do, right? You might be taking a fixed, I'm risking $100 on every trade, but that's not the way I'm doing it. I'm going, hey, on this trade, this one looks good. I'm going 400, right? And let's say I win and you don't, right? I got 400 and you got 100. Now let's say we lose. I go, oh, I don't like this trade. I'm only risking 100, right? But you go, nope, I'm sticking to my same thing. I'm risking 100. So now you're break to even. I'm up 500. Next trade comes, I like the trade, I think it's good condition, right? I get in and I increase my size. So you see how all of a sudden I get 400 and now you just get 100 back. You would not be able to keep up with me that way because you're having a fixed size here on every single trade and I'm measuring the conditions. So if the conditions aren't right, I go lower, you go same. So when I lose little. When I win big, right? Because I'm able to adapt to the conditions. So you see how the one trader who can adapt to those conditions, results goes one way, and the other trader, their results go the other way. You see how it breaks off like that? And a lot of that has to do with understanding conditions in the market and how to put size on your trades or take size off of your trades depending on those conditions. So when we take a loss, right, and I lose 100, and so do you, but then the next trade we take a win and you win 100, but I win 400. If we just keep doing that and doing that and doing that, do you see how I run with it and you stay over here, right? So again, it's a huge, huge piece of the puzzle is understanding that chart time, but you can't get, like, me and Gareth could lecture you right now on it, but now it'll be your job to go through it and take the time to study it all so you can start to pick up on it. And now the only way that's going to happen is through chart time and just time in general. Yeah. So if you ever wonder how do the results vary, that's oftentimes how they vary.
And we run like a 70 to 75% win rate system. If you have this down to a T, you could run a 50% win rate and still be extremely profitable. Yep. That's the key to this. We run a great system, and if you have this down, you'll just be extremely profitable. It's just so it's such a key thing that I think needs to be implemented into everyone's trading, but it does take time to learn. Like, I had a couple months where it was like you're scratching your head trying to figure out how much you're putting on each trade and if it's valid, but then over time you'll just start to see it a bit better.
I learned a lot of that from big heavy hitter traders too, like Lance Breinstein and them. They talked about how most of their trades were just simple base hits, base hit. But when the real trade came, they put size on it. And, one may say, hey, well, what if you lose that trade? Then you lose it. But notice how, like, the trades that we take that we believe are high probability trades, we win. So it confirms, right, our read on the market in a way where every time, not every time, but in the majority of time where we feel we should throw high risk, we win. Like look at these numbers here. Every time I throw high risk, I have a 77% win rate, right? Anytime it's low risk, a normal risk, 84%, typical trade. And then look, anytime I go low risk, I have a lower win rate. And you see that's where I'm losing mostly, 6 out of 11. Even though 6, it's not a big number, it's still 6 out of 11. So you see, every time my risk is low and I have a weird feeling about it, it tends to maybe, go in the opposite way. So, that all depends on your read. You know what I mean? It goes right back to what we're talking about. Your read allows you to, decide whether or not you want to put size on it or not. But, this is a major piece of, the path, right, that gets taken, and how you either stay at break even or you recover your losses or don't. You can't get mad at the trader who is more experienced and better for just completely leaving you at the at the starting line. Like, that player has been running longer and faster and more training and more trials and error. Like, you just can't hate on that, and that has nothing to do with your success, right? In general, hey, you should be grateful the fact that you can run behind that individual, right, and learn some things from them. So that's the perception that you have to have, especially, you know, when it comes to like understanding conditions. It's gonna take time, but if you can have someone to follow a little bit, you can pick up on it a lot easier. A lot easier. Even at A+ setups will fail. Yep. I lost 10. So out of 44 of them, I lost 10 of them. So you see how the odds are in my favor though? So I'm no stranger of losing. You know what I mean? I know we can lose those trades too, but that's, you know, part of the uncertainty. You know what I mean? And just trading your data. I got size on. I remember Mike Bellafiore goes, you know, when traders around here come across an A+ setup that we've taught them and they don't basically full margin, we're mad at that. That's a disrespect to the system, he said. So I picked up on that and I said, all right, you know, we're not going to full margin. You know, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that, but you know, he said, hey, you got to put some size on that. You know, you got to step up to the plate there and swing that heavy bat, right, when it comes to those A+ setups like that. Game. Gatorade. This needs to be a Clubhouse video. Which one, brother? Clip it. All right, we got a minute on the closure here. We'll see what happens here. 30-minute candles coming back up. This is an important range here, though. You know, as long as we stay below this 40.70, the very next candle here can literally just come down and melt off here, or even close below and maybe give us a little range 2 shot. We got a 4-hour closure coming up too, so still 9:45. We'll see how the end of this 9:30 candle goes.
Sorry, Nahom asked a really good question there. He was like, for beginners, should we focus on low risk sizing and worry about sizing later on after consistency? That's what I did, and I'm sure that's probably what Nick did as well. But like, the key is learning how to see the trades first, and then once you can see the trades on a low risk, then you can start implementing when to size up and when to size down. In my opinion, Nick might have a bit of a different outlook.
Yeah, I think keeping size low until you got skill. I think skills first, like recognizing the patterns, recognizing the playbooks, knowing the entries, knowing the setups, understanding the range 2, understanding the correlation. All that comes before you ever even have to even think about making money, really. So once you get all those things down, right, you're still not necessarily looking for money at that moment. Now that next piece is the conditions, you know, and understanding, okay, this is when things tend to work. Because look, we could have the same exact setup, right? Let's say this setup right here, boom, we got this setup. It's an onion play, right? And then there's a range up here. So what are we looking at, right? So you got a TP up here, you got a brand new support, we got a lower wick, we're gonna take a buy, right? So we're gonna, you know, do something like this, take a buy, and let's say there's a target over here to the left. Let's say we're using that target up there for full TP. So there's a difference now, right? Because if the 4-hour candle looks something like this, right, where you have the big move up, this move, that was that move, and then this bearish candle comes and gives you that wick, right? And now this candle comes down to give you a 4-hour low, and now you're creating support here. I'm going to most likely take half of my position here, and then I'm going to hold that trade up until this TP, because the 4-hour looks like that, right? But let's say now the 4-hour is bearish instead, right? So we have a bearish 4-hour candle, right? But we have this lovely support here set up. Well, now that move up is only going to be this 4-hour candle to make a high, and then it's likely to come down. So in this example now, I don't want to hold for full TP here. I want to make sure I'm managing and getting out right here, because again, that's that 4-hour high. So some of you guys don't realize I'm doing that, right? So you go, well, I gotta stay in for the trade, and I go TP, and like you're failing to realize where you are in the condition of the market, right? There's a 4-hour high being made here. This isn't one to just hold on to forever, like as if you're trying to get your full TP out of this. This is where you want to get aggressive on your profits, get the bulk of your position out right there, and then if you get a runner, great, right? But you see how there's the same exact setup over here, but two totally different managements, right? Based off of what's going on over here on the 4-hour chart. So does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions on that? This is so important, so important. This could be a game-changing day for you, a game-changing day that you could look back on, right? Understand if you can really wrap your head around some of these concepts that we're talking about. I mean, this is what we do every single day. So very, very important on knowing what to do in different trades. Every trade's a little bit unique in its own way. What can I do for you, mister?
Whew.
Looking good. All right. Conditions, we're talking about price action, time, volume, market structure. Yes, all that. Correlation, different price action, all that. Yep.
I think Rafi's here, Nick.
Rafi,
The man.
Johnny Gems. How you doing, boys?
Yo, brothers, how we
boys?
doing, man? You guys dropping the gems, man.
Yeah.
What's up?
How are you, brother?
How you doing, Garrett? How you doing, Johnny?
What up, boys?
Hey,
Johnny.
boys.
Garrett, Rafi,
How we doing?
Nick, good
Bless,
morning.
bro.
Yo, Grand Rising, boys.
Grand Rising.
Rain rising. Patiently waiting here.
Yep. Let's get it. We're here. Another day blessed by God.
Yes, sir. We here.
How was Asia session last night?
Amazing.
Great session.
Hmm.
Your ears are probably ringing. I think we were talking about you a little bit. All good things, though. All good things.
Oh,
Yeah, we missed you last night, man.
dude, I know. It was, we're having a little chaos, so we'll have to take care of chaos.
Did you hear him? He's like,
Thanks,
having a
bro.
little chaos with them little kids over there, probably. What's up with those little
Jeez.
kids, Kingston? Tell them it's gonna be all right.
Yes, sir. It was a great session, though. Really.
Good stuff, bro. Good stuff.
I know.
Yep. What's up, chat? How y'all doing? Good morning. Good afternoon.
What's up, Johnny Gems?
What's up, Nick?
You had a nice,
Mr. Top G?
London sesh. Took some profits and went to bed.
Yep. That's exactly what I did.
Let's go.
Oh, Kingston.
Kingman. Spopping
up?
champ.
Yep, that's Rafi and Gareth.
What's going on, Kingman? Give me 5.
How you doing?
What's up, buddy?
Dude, last time he gave me 5. I was so happy.
He's the one guy that never doesn't have kids or never gets around kids. It's like a 2-year-old comes by, he's like, "How you doing? Hey, how's your day going?" The little kid's sitting there like,
Yeah.
"Huh?"
Oh, these-
Are you ready? Go hang out with the
Bro,
others.
doesn't know what that means.
How you
Garrett,
doing?
Lock
Garrett,
it up,
that was
kid.
funny.
Lock it up.
Yeah.
Okay, love you.
Honestly, I haven't been around a kid that young in like years, bro.
I bet, bro.
Give him a
If-
big, "Hey,
especially
how
if you
are
don't
you?"
have any-
He's just sitting there like,
Yeah, especially if you don't have any family either, you know, with like little kids.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like all my brothers were young, but like that was when I was young as well, so
Yeah.
we're all around the same age.
Oh wow, it's funny, but
Yeah. Them kids, man, you gotta love them. You gotta love them. Another story from Asian Sesh last night. We had little Axel. So if you guys don't know, I got a little guy. His name is Axel. He's like 6 months old, and Axel's getting ready to crawl, but he's still on his belly and stuff. And we were just all over here observing him, me and the kids and my wife, and we're kind of calling his name like, Axel, come on, get him to start crawling over there because he's starting to do that now. And I said, I know he can do it. I said, watch this, kids. And right there, he was kind of like on 4, and he was crying. He couldn't move. He was just like, what do I do, right? He didn't know if he should move his arm first, his leg, and he was just kind of sitting there stuck, crying, like a lot of you may feel sometimes, right? Where it's like you just don't know what to do. You just don't know your next move. Do you move your leg? Do you move your arm, right? Which one do you go with, So he's just sitting there confused, and he's crying about it, and it sounds like it reminds me of life a little bit. And I said, I called the kids over. I said, watch this, kids. I want you to see how different he acts when I give him what he wants, right? So he really needs to know what he wants, because right now he doesn't know why he wants to go anywhere, right? Outside of the fact that we're saying, come on, right? He really needs something that he wants. So I grabbed something, it was a toy, and I put it down here, all right? And he didn't really move, right? He started to get a little bit, he started to move a little bit, but once he fell, he was like, wah, come on, So I said, all right, that's not going to work. I got something that'll work. So I said, hey, where's my cell phone? Because kids, there's like a magnet. The Matrix has studied our mind and dopamine, and they know exactly how to get us, right, to this device. So I said, all right, someone give me the phone, right? So I put the phone down. I go, I know he wants this. So I go, watch now, and I put it further. I go, now he knows what he wants. Now watch how quick he starts moving. And what do you know? Here he goes, boom, boom. No more crying, no more whining, no more confusion. Straight run, right, to that phone. Got there so fast. And I wanted to make a point to my kids, and I wanted to show them, like, when you don't know what you want, you remain stuck. Right? When you don't know what you want, you cry, you complain, you criticize, you think everything is against you, right? But the moment you really figure out what it is you want, you will move faster than you ever thought possible. You will think clearer than you ever thought before, and you will get to that destination, right? Because once Axel seen it, right, what he wanted, there was no more confusion. There was no more, I don't know what to do with my arms. It was, bam, dropped down on his belly and just started, he didn't even care about the fall. He didn't even care about hurting his chin or whacking his chin on the floor. He just, boom, and just start army crawling right there. And that's how it is in life with us and as grown-ups, right? We don't know what we want, so we sit there and we stay stuck and we complain and we feel like life is against us, and we don't know what it is that we're even after. But maybe you come around the stream, or maybe you're blessed enough to have literally an angel come into your life and tell you, hey, what do you want? What do you want out of life? What are you doing this for? I believe you can do it as long as you know what you want. And then you start thinking, what do I want? What do I want? And then you hear people say, hey, write it down. You start writing it down, and all of a sudden, decisions begin to get easier to make. All of a sudden, the fog begins to clear, and the road becomes the road begins to appear as you walk it, right? And you don't have a problem going through little things anymore and taking the little bumps, right, that the journey brings, because you know what you want, you know what you're after. So be like little Axel in life, gang, and know what it is you want. If you're stuck, I bet you it's because you don't know what you want. What you want is not in front of you, right? So you have to understand what I want is everywhere. It's here, it's there, and it's behind me. What I want wants me. What I want surrounds me every day. It's in my back pocket. It's written on my wallet, right? It's close to me. What I want is touching me every day, right? So, like, what do you want? And once you can figure that out, this crawl becomes way easier. And I'll tell you, man, the kids were shocked about, and my wife was shocked too, right? But I wasn't, because I knew he could do it, and I knew he just needed a reason. He just needed a why, and again, I believe in you, and I know you can do it. And look, they might be shocked. He might be shocked. Your mom might be shocked. Your grandparents might be shocked. Your friends, your cousins. But when you succeed, guess what? I won't be shocked. I won't be, because I know you've been here every day. I know you fixed your mind on what your why is. I know you developed the ability to go get it, and you just needed someone to come around and say, hey, I believe in you. You know, I believe you can do it. But it's what do you want is the question, you know? So keep an eye out for that in life. You know, these angels tend to come around and, you know, give you the reasons. So just like Axel, if you feel stuck, just find out what you want, and then I think the walk will become a lot easier.
Beautiful, bro. What a beautiful analogy.
Yeah, man. It was.
Yeah, I love that.
It was beautiful to witness, too. Bro finds a lesson in everything. Cheers. You got to. You got to look
Life,
for the
bro.
whispers of God. You got to look for the clues of life. A lot of times they don't come screaming and shouting. They come in these little moments that most can just walk by and miss, you know what I mean? So you got to pay attention to the little things. To the little things. All right, well, we're working ourselves back up here. Goldie trying to make moves. We got to support, but it really was below here. So that's the reason why I didn't take this trade. I do like the 30 closure back above here, though. It looks really good.
What do we got? News here, 2 minutes?
I
No
don't
red
care
for-
about the news now. Yeah, I think we have like some 10 a.m. news, but don't come in here talk about
Hey.
news, John. Talk about
I'm
news.
sorry, brother.
No, I'm just kidding.
Won't happen again. Next
Yeah,
time,
I think
you
we
are
have
not-
some. It's a speech, you know what I mean? So it's not. It is red though, so we'll have to wait and see if we can get a pack runner on the 30. I like the buy stops. So let's say the news comes out, we drive down, we break the low. I think the buys are going to be pretty valid on the break of that previous high. Daily
Yeah.
candle looks like it really wants to get going.
Yes, sir. There was also, you know, that 15-minute move up. Like that support was pretty clean, but there was also 2 minutes as
Oh,
well. You know,
was it?
being
Gotcha.
below the range, and also there being 2 minutes on that candle.
When it broke the high.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, that's good to
Yeah.
know.
Yep. So would have been anyways.
Good to know. Good to know.
Magnus wasn't here to tell us.
John had to remind us.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Don't worry, Magnus. I got you. Take care of your job.
Universe gets out the way. Yeah. Everything in life works for you. Everyone thinks, you know, things work against them, or everything is working against me. You gotta choose a day. And by the way, like whatever you say will be. So if you say that, it will. You know what I mean? But if you start saying, hey, everything working for me, because I know what I want, everything in life now will work towards getting me there. You know, and once you can perceive things like that, I mean, it's get out the way. Get out the way.
Yep. You guys seen many trades where Nick's stop loss was missed by 1 or 2 pips, right? That doesn't just happen for no reason. That's energy, bro. That's him speaking positively about his life, you know, and really manifesting that type of luck in certain trades. I mean, there's no coincidence, right, chat? I mean, I've seen it too many times where he's missed stop losses by 1 pip, and I've seen it all the time where he's speaking positively. So I think it just aligns with the way the universal energy and universal law honestly works. I mean, that's just something I caught. I don't know about y'all. Yeah. Yep. You guys say it's arrows, but really it's frequency.
Yeah, I mean everything works for my good. You know what I mean? Even if it doesn't look like in the physical, it's still somehow working for my good. I just got to find that perception and that silver lining, so to speak.
Yeah.
Point of control. We're holding the point of control here, boys. That actually probably makes me sound smarter. Maybe I should start saying that. We're hurting the heart on the point of control and the equilibrators and the higher highs, lows, and you know the dailies, the supports, and the resistance. Yeah, sure. So now I sound like a trader. Just
That's how I
yapping.
feel. That's how I feel calling the inverted celery inverted hammer instead. Feel a little smarter.
Yeah, you do. You sound smarter.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we gotta wait. Our time has not arrived yet. So this is gonna be a new 4-hour candle. So would have liked to see a closure above there, but we didn't get that. 1-hour candle is open here too, but I think we could still move bullish today. We just gotta wait it out a little bit. Yeah. Next step would probably be 4-hour low gets put in play, right? Maybe tap that support. We come back up, and then a bullish candle closure back above, and back to business. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, you seen that 4-hour closure?
Yeah. The arrow, the arrow win rate is insane. We haven't whipped the arrows out in a while. We really haven't. It's been a minute. All right, well, let's see what happens here. We got a 1-hour closure back below the range, so we don't want to test the buys here at the moment. So let's see. We're staying below 70 here, so not fully convinced on any buys yet. Yeah, we replaced the arrow strat with the BRB strat, kind of. You're right. Yeah, you see right now price is actually being held up by the POC. I like it. All right, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Let me BRB. Speaking of BRB strat.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Sheesh, W's in the chat and YouTube. What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? What up, SimZ, Vicky?
Oh man, I forgot about YouTube. Let me just log in on that.
Oh no, bro. I'd be forgetting sometimes. Gotta go over there and see what's up. Yeah, facts, Icon. Yeah, Nick knows how to touch the soul for sure when he speaks and drops those gems. Already amazing gems here this session. Every day, really, too. Chat, if you heard a gem that you loved and took away here today, give the stream a like. Sub to the channel. If you want to hear more of Nick's too. What up, Trizzy? Nice, Joshua. Yeah, get those steps in, man. I'll be doing the same as well after the stream. 10K steps a day, brother. Non-negotiable. What's up, Bomba Assistic Boy? How you doing, man? Yeah, send trades. I trade my live account off TradeOvate futures broker. Yeah, I recommend them. They're pretty good. Nice stock, man. Beautiful, brother. Hell yeah, man. Positive self-talks, auto-suggestion. I think, gotta do one of them. I think it's necessary. It's very necessary to do them as like someone who's looking to become more of themselves and looking to manifest things and achieve goals, right? Like the mind is where everything originates, and that's where thoughts become things, right? And we think about like the strangest secret in the world. So I think auto-suggestion, speaking positively, writing down in your journal positive things, like all of that triggers the mind, programs the mind to think about your goal, become obsessed with it, and think positively about it in order to achieve it, and universal laws and the power of the mind usually will make it a reality. So yeah, I learned that from Nick as well as many other successful individuals, So yeah, I think that's a must to include in your routine. Think and Grow Rich also has a whole chapter on auto-suggestion, so it's powerful stuff. Because you think about it, like you heard the saying in chat, right? Like an empty mind is like the devil's workshop, and it's open for mischief and playful use, right? Like if you don't program your mind, someone else will, and you gotta take advantage of that authority, that self-authority. I personally think so. Yeah, like I said, you program your mind or someone else does at the end of the day. So that's why it's important to take authority. Yeah, hand that chapter in Think and Grow Rich is about taking that energy, right, and putting it somewhere else to do better things. Basically, that's what that chapter is about. Sex transmutation, it's called. You take that energy, and instead of doing it, you know what, you do it in a, applying it to achieve your goals.
The beautiful thing is that, whenever you don't do the auto suggestion, the mind will start picking up hetero suggestion. So like whenever people tell you, oh, you can't do this, oh, that's very tough, or oh, the brain's gonna be listening to that and find its own way to understand those things. But whenever you start doing your own, auto suggestion, and somebody else tries to pull a little bit of hetero suggestion to you, your mind has already been so focused on what you have been visualizing and telling yourself that those things wouldn't affect you as much. But when, like Nick was talking earlier, if you don't have what is it that you truly want, you don't have that auto suggestion, that now your brain is very receptive of what is coming from the external world, which that's when, sometimes limiting beliefs can take place. And that's when like doubt and all these fears and stuff come up. But if you truly hone in that vision, that auto suggestion, now you are giving yourself that time for you to program what is it that you really want to do. Auto suggestion is so powerful. We do it all the time, by the way. We do it all the time. Sometimes you do it negatively. Very little people focus on doing positively, right? Because negatively, it's our main default, right? Like our brain is trying to protect us. So whenever you say, oh, I'm not going to make it, because you're afraid of failure. When you start shifting that, it's like, ooh, well, I don't know if I'm going to make it because it's unknown. You don't know. So auto suggestion, man, it's a simple little concept, but when you hone in and believe in it, changes everything.
So true.
Facts are awfully, man. Facts.
Life-changing advice there if you take it.
Yeah, for real.
Almost exact words Mr. V said to me, you are receptive to whatever is out there if you don't have a dominating thought. If you don't have a dominating thought, then your mind will accept whatever gets thrown at it, and that's a dangerous place to be, because the world is programmed to steer you the way they want you to go. So in order for you to go the way you want to go, you have to decide what are the dominating thoughts, what is the burning desire, like little Axel, where am I going? Right? And what do I need to do to get there? Otherwise, and by the way, it's so easy. Like decision making, when you know what you want and you know like your dominating thoughts and words, it's so easy to make decisions, because every decision you make in life is literally, will this take me to my goal or not? Will it take me closer to the goal or further away from the goal? And then it becomes very easy to make decisions in your life, right? But if you don't know what you want, and you don't have your own dominating thoughts that are geared to help you stay winning, right? Or at the mindset of a winner, then you will just go with the flow, right? What's the one quote, like a dead fish, something about a dead fish floating in the sea, like it takes a strong, like determined fish to swim upstream. Any dead fish or whatever can just float with it. So most people are just dead fish. I hate to put it that way, but they're just floating, right, with the stream and with the world and the world's ways. And that just won't cut it. Remember, the man or woman without vision will perish. So they'll just kind of float through life. It's not that they're going to be struck down by lightning right then and there because they don't have a vision, but they'll go through their life on repeat, on mundane, almost like an NPC, computerized character that just does what the game wants it to do, but you got to take the sticks back. You got to open up the controller, start it, and really start, gearing your avatar and guiding your avatar to where you want it to go. Don't be a floater. Don't be what Outwitting the Devil calls a drifter, or Earl Nightingale calls it conformity. You know what I mean? Like, try not to put yourself, or try to get yourself out of that position, because usually by default we are in that position, depending on whether or not we had parents that started us off a different way. But most of us come out the same way, right? So butt naked and crying. Butt naked and crying, right? So it's up to you to kind of pick up the pieces in life as you go. You can't blame anyone.
That's right, brother. Yep.
Okay, I'm really hungry to get into these buys, but gotta wait for the proper opportunity. 15 not looking bad though if we can close above here in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, man. Right.
Are you convinced by that 4-hour low though?
Yeah, that's my only concern is the 4-hour low, but daily look good, 4-hour look good, 1 hour trying to work its way. 30. I wish that 30 closed above. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Yeah, I guess like the 4-hour could technically fill the wick and then make a steeper lower wick, but I guess we don't know.
A dead fish flows with the current, baby. You don't want to flow with the current, man. You know, my mentor would tell me, Nick, observe the masses and do the opposite. There's nothing I like more than when I come home from the gym, right? This is the roadway, and like, you know, you got the middle section. It's like all the traffic. There, I'll make the cars white. All the traffic are here, right? They're going here. They're trying to get here. You know, there's traffic lights. And here I am just chilling, all alone, heading home. So like the traffic by where I live, when I head home from the gym early in the morning, like no one's going that way, right? Everyone's going this way, and they ain't going to the gym. You know, they're going to work, right? So I love just being in the car, and I've noticed this going on over here to the left, and I always hear Mr. V's words, observe the masses and do the opposite, right? And now because I did that, now I'm literally doing the opposite, right? While they're going out for their day to probably do something they don't want to do, somewhere they don't want to be, with people they don't want to be with, right? For a paycheck that doesn't even support the lifestyle that they want, I'm over here heading home, back home to the comfort of my own house, going to do what I want to do, what I'm passionate about doing, and because I knew what I wanted, right? And I observed the masses and did the opposite to them. So it's always a awesome reminder when I see that traffic in the morning that you paid the price for this. You know, while all these people were home sleeping in their bed, nice and comfortable at night, you were out there grinding, building businesses, doing what you had to do, and therefore you should, right? You should be able to get what other people are unwilling to get because you were willing to do what most people were unwilling to do. Alrighty, we may get this closure. So my only concern here is the 4-hour with no lower wick, but yeah, let's see how this goes, right? You got a 15-minute closure here. I think if we can get a decent lower wick, something to come back in the range, then we can have a buy stop and target that wick fill. If we don't get a lower wick, or if that lower wick just keeps running, then, you know, we could always wait on the 30-minute candle here. But we're going to need something that, you know, comes back. I'd like to see something around 68 here. I need something good if that 4-hour candle doesn't have the wick that I necessarily want. So we'll see. You wish I was your big brother? I am. I spend more time here with you guys than I do one-on-one with John, right?
Yeah, true.
I guess that's kind of true. Depends on when.
Unless I get that phone call in, then I milk the gems. All right, let me call Nick and just milk these gems real quick.
Hopefully he picks up, which I usually always do. I can't say the same about John and Joe, but
hey, yo, come on.
I guess I could say John normally John usually picks up. It's Joe who I haven't talked to in a month.
Yeah. And if I don't pick up, then I'm literally busy, and I always call back.
He always calls back.
Yeah.
And then I don't pick up.
So how you not gonna call the man back, you know? Yeah, no, and then Nick doesn't call back. He's probably busy, you know, taking care of some things.
Why do we want to pull back? Because number one, we want a wick on this candle, and being that we don't have a 4-hour low really yet, this wick, you know, getting established well means a lot to me right now, right? The fact that we don't have the greatest 4-hour low, so a nice established wick on my trading candle is what I want to see. Now, does the market care about me? No. So the market may say, Nick, screw your bottom wick. I'm going anyway. And my job right there is just to sit out, you know, and just wait till price gives me what I want to see. So just because I don't get in, because I don't see that, doesn't necessarily mean this won't do that, right? It's just in order for me to get involved, that would just be something that I have to see. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Gareth, man, was there any nice trades after London session, like post London?
No, yeah, it looked like there was a pretty nice 30-minute, but I didn't get in it because it stopped me out by like 2 pips. But if you go down to London session, there's a closure back above that grabbed the pack runner as well. So it didn't look too bad on the 30, going with that same idea of it coming back up for that 4-hour top wick. But
nice. Yeah, see that one. That was pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, I didn't end up getting in it, but I just watched it. Honestly, I was happy just taking the loss because the markets weren't moving exactly how I was envisioning it that whole session, to be honest.
Yeah, 1 trade and done. Yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well,
that was kind of what we talked about too. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of
probably below the lows. Yeah, below these lows. Probably gonna be about 100 pips, and then my target is gonna be the wick fill. And then we got all that clean range to move up if the daily candle really wants to push.
Yeah, Gareth, and it seemed like the big push happened on the next 4-hour candle, like we talked about, since we didn't get on that first push there.
It was just another one where we were spot on direction. Like the 4-hour did end up rejecting, and the daily ended up coming bullish. It just didn't happen when we got in, unfortunately.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Facts.
Yeah, that was a good trade. I thought that was a nice trade.
Definitely, bro.
All right, we'll see if we could break the highs here. This will be the 4-hour high. This will be the 1-hour high. This will be the 30-minute high, and this will also be actually the previous 30 high, and this will also be the 15 highs. So we made a great lower wick here. I needed to see that. We're threatening that 4-hour low. If we don't break it and then re-break the high, it's likely that that's going to be the low, and we're going to start filling that wick here. Alta filled. Talk to us, Linda. Stops are going to be below the lows here for me. Below the 4-hour lows and all that. 15 lows. So probably around 64. About 64. And then partials for me will be about 40, 80. And then, probably more partials somewhere up here in these ranges. Maybe 84, 90, somewhere up there. We got a lot of clean traffic here. Perfect bottom wick too, so. Push it. Yeah, if we could break the low, that'd be even better. That'll be us breaking the 4-hour low, and then we can kind of say, hey, you know what, we broke the low again. Now if we break the highs, this should pop. Not worried about the 1 hour. No, the 1 hour is not to my concern. I want to see the daily start moving up here. I want to see the 4-hour break the highs and start moving up as well. 1 hour, is the only one that's kind of against us here, where you have this closure. But I think if this can stop the 1 hour, right, this little zone here, that's why I kind of want to see that lower wick. If we can break that low there it is on the 4-hour, and then reject this area, I think if we re-break the high, we're good. Good to go. But there's always probabilities.
All probability.
Perfect. Yeah, that break of the low is good. So if we can re-break the highs now, I really like this. We got daily direction, we got 4-hour direction, we got 1 hour is the only one that's not on our side, which a lot of times is the case. 30 got support and 15 closed above. So I'm not too concerned with this. Why am I not too concerned with this? Who can answer it? So we talked about this a few times. I think we recently talked about this. How come this isn't going to stop me here? Who knows? Yes, there you go. Trending. Yup, we're in trend. Price is trending. Break at the higher time frames. Yup, all that volume. Yup, but the main one I'm talking is trending. You know, because again, if you're moving up and like this, and you're waiting for a breakout above there, okay, that's one thing, right? But now if price kind of pushes up, and you don't get a chance to get in, and now another pullback happens, right? And before you had that range marked off, but now you don't have to mark this one off again, right? You could start taking your buys from anywhere down here, because if you mark that off again, right? Well, if price pushes up here and then goes down, you're going to need to mark it again, right? And what's the chances, right? What if price just keeps doing that on you? So if you're trending, right, it's okay to start buying from supports, even though there could be resistance sitting to the left, right? Especially if we're breaking 4-hour highs and, you know, all those type of things too that are going on. You don't really have to get too caught up and concerned with that resistance to the left. Yes, exactly. Breaking the 4-hour highs. Yep, all of it. Yep, all of it goes into it, but mainly the idea of us trending right now kind of, you know, is what we're doing. All right, good, good, good. Steeper the better here on the 4-hour. Steeper the better. Looks very similar to yesterday's trade. Yeah, some of y'all forgot about this channel in Discord, and we were talking about it last night in Asian Sesh. But you know, you guys can all go back to this channel here and study a lot of the trades that I took, especially last year or really the year before, where we break down every single trade with full explanations. I think a lot of people forgot about this channel here, and even though they might not be newer trades, look, they still look like we could have took that yesterday, right? Same executions, same management areas, same everything. And this can teach you, like what we were talking about earlier with Gareth, about learning conditions, learning the surroundings, right, of your trade, and how to go in there and what builds the trade up, when you get in, why you get out, all that good stuff. So take a look at this. There's wins here, there's losses here, there's everything that you can kind of review and go over and you know, take a peek at. Yeah, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
Amen.
A lot of good stuff here.
Great stuff.
Oh, inverted celery. Look at that. Inverted celery loss. Almost the same trade, yeah? From that to that last one to that. So probabilities, you'll see me you'll see in here the same trades I take today, the management, and you'll see how one trade could win and one trade could lose, and they both look exactly the same. Look, here's another one, right? Kind of looks exactly the same, and this one's a winner. So good example of that was yesterday. There was like a move in Asian, and then there was a move in London, and both of them were the same, and one of them worked and one of them didn't. You know, it's just how it goes. But yeah, I highly recommend going through here. Shout out to Scott. He would literally just walk you through the trade, right? With NFP coming up, it looks like we were remaining patient that day, looking for more information on the 4-hour close. Yeah, so it just kind of shows you us leading, what led us up to the trade, why we got in, what we did, and all that. So this is very, very key information here. Key information.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see what's gonna happen. 30 minute, 5 minute. Yeah, we can delete for now. Yeah, let's delete. Just wait on it. We got a 30 closure coming up too in about 3 minutes. But that was us breaking the 4-hour low again, so we probably wanted to see that.
Yeah, I think so, man. That was good. Good that we got that.
Yeah. Closures below, they'll be okay. Yeah, we'll be counter trend trading at that point, but we can do it. You know, if we get this candle here to maybe close below and leave a wick, that could be enough to switch my bias. Yep. But we want to be careful. We just want to be careful with that 4-hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of just creating a low now, so we just got to be careful here.
Yeah, I marked my plan as range 2 sells. What, you too?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so.
below that support.
I
So
mean, we could probably make an argument that these are range 2 sells, but you know, you really got to close below.
yeah, but that technically happened before the 4-hour close. But yeah,
Yeah, it did.
I know what
It
you
did.
mean.
And I know what you mean. You know what I mean? I know what you mean.
Let's go, brother. We both know what you mean. And I think like the buy, like support would be better, like off the 15-minute too. You know, like take that buy coming back up on the 15-minute maybe if we can't get this buy that we're looking for here now.
Yeah, like even if we drove down, take the buy
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Opportunity everywhere.
Knock, knock, knock. Say hello to opportunity.
Hey. Irish in my blood and all that money keep on doubling.
How long does the stream go? I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. Some days we're here till... Some days we're out of here at 10. Some days we're here till 12. Just depends. Every day is different. I don't really have a tight schedule. I don't have a boss breathing down my neck or anything like that. So I can basically stop when I want. But usually we do like 8 to 10:30-ish, I would say, is probably on average. That little boy
Yo,
that you just
Rio.
seen, he tries bossing me around sometimes, but he just tries. He tries.
Yo, Rio, happy birthday, brother. Hope you have a great day.
Happy birthday. Let's go. Who is it? Oh, Rio.
My
Yeah,
Rio.
Rio's birthday
My man,
too.
Rio.
Yes, I got it. I got it. July 15th. July 15th.
Let's get it, Rio. Nice.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, Nick, facts, bro. That's your only boss, Kingman.
So if the 4-hour was bearish, it'd be a lot easier to take the sells like without a closure. You know what I mean? You could actually take these sells, but that's if your 4-hour candle's bearish, right? Right now, our 4-hour candle's bullish. So we don't want to jump on the sells unless they actually close below that range there. Otherwise, definitely no go for me, at least. But then buys though. We got some news coming here. I think crude oil, maybe? Yeah, crude oil coming in. Let's see what we get out of that. Stream started early today? Yeah, it did actually. I think we started at like 7:30 today. So like 45 minutes earlier.
Wow.
I was just hyped. I missed everyone yesterday. I was ready to go. Morning routine was done. What was I just gonna do? You know, sit around? Sit around?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I could have stared at the wall for 30 minutes, but you know, I decided to come here and talk with y'all.
W. That's way better.
Yeah.
Did you golfing today or anything? Range?
Nah, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna.
You're not gonna get it.
Nah, I don't think I'll be able to get a session in before New York.
Okay, damn. That might be good on my part for the game.
It might be, but the last time when I shot 88, I didn't golf for like a week or two.
Oh, dang.
So I kind of perceiving it like that, you know?
All right, yeah, true. Like you're saving your bullets and energy.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
Coming for you, Johnny. He's coming for you.
He
I
is,
heard
bro.
Rafi caught that red eye flight. I heard.
Yeah.
Nobody knows nothing.
Yo,
Rafi
we
run
need
off
you there,
these,
bro.
yeah.
We need you there,
Yeah,
man.
Oh man,
In and out,
I need to
morning
be-
and night.
it's simple.
Simple. You'd be right by the airport too, you know. So you just leave the event.
Which
you just go
airport? LaGuardia, Newark.
Yeah, or Westchester County if you can find any flights out of that one.
I recommend Westchester, bro. Going through the
Okay.
city is annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Westchester. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the
I
other one.
listen to Richard. He knows his
Yeah,
his
listen to
stuff.
Rich.
Oh, yeah, Richard.
Yeah.
Rich in the
Yeah.
chat.
My man, Richard. What's up, brother? I'll see you this week.
Yeah, Rich, we'll see you this week, bro.
Yep. See you in that bowling alley.
You better be ready.
All right, we're coming to take it all.
All right, there we go. Sorry guys, when I have multi-millionaire mentors texting me, I have to stop talking to you for a moment.
You gotta log in.
Yeah, Jacob, you'll be good. You'll be good with Newark. Don't worry.
Yeah, Newark. Yeah, basically all the airports are like same distance, pretty much, similar distance. Do we have different trading hours? Yes. Yeah, we do. To make it easy for you, let me show you guys. Yeah, this is the schedule in the clubhouse right here. So every single day we do Asian from about 8 to 10. We do London from like 2 to 4, and then the New York session from 8 to about 11. So that's pretty much our schedule. And then every single week we do webinars at 11 a.m. Eastern. So that's pretty much the bulk of the schedule. If you guys want to take a screenshot of that, that's the way the clubhouse operates. And outside of the live streams, you know, you got a lot of different educational content in there as well that you can soak up too. So, but in terms of the live stream schedules, that's typically how it works every single day. We very rarely, if ever, miss a session or miss a beat here. So you can pretty much count on this 5 days, 6 days a week, every month, every year. Every week, every month, every year. And if I'm ever like traveling or something, you know, these guys hold down the clubhouse, so it's epic. There's always something going on.
Okay.
Always something going on in the clubby. All right, scary hours, baby. You guys ready? You still with me here? These buys are trying and trying and trying. Let's go, Goldie. Yeah, I think you need the closure below now. Let's get rid of. Why don't we do a fresh analysis here? Because there's just too many things on my chart. Let's just track. Let's just track back. Let's get rid of that buy stop real quick too. All right, so let's take a look here. So we know that the daily's bullish, right? We at support. We closed bullish on yesterday's candle, so we got a nice, we got a nice support at support, right? Every time we kind of closed up here, we moved up, closed up, we moved up, closed up. Maybe we can move up here. So that's kind of the vision on the daily time frame, is that if we have a support formed, right, and a wick to fill, that this candle right here, after at some point breaking the highs, should move up and fill that wick. That's my reasoning for buys, right? That's the entire reason I want to take buys today, is to go up and fill that wick, and then possibly, fill that gap, and then whatever, maybe, reject from there or something. But that's where the bullish bias now comes from. So now we need to see, does that make sense on the 4 hour? Does the 4 hour also look like it should move up? And is it saying that we should move up, right? So here we are in the 4 hour now. You have a massive bullish engulfing candle, and I think it says we want to move up. Like I can't really hear it, but it sounds like it says I want to go, right? I want to help this daily fill that wick, because what it did, it engulfed 1, 2, 3, three other candles right to the left. So now that it's made a lower wick, if it breaks the high, this now supports that same bias that we have on the daily time frame, right, for price to continue moving up now. So that's kind of where this bullish bias is forming from. 1 hour closed bear, right? But if we look at the 1 hour, I think the main zone would probably be right here, and we closed above, right? So this is our daily wick fill up there. This is our current 1 hour. Could we possibly get this 1 hour candle to move up, maybe even close bullish, and then you know, keep going with that 4 hour and the daily. So that's the anticipation here. Now you have the range, right? So now you have support sitting right here. You have resistance right here. And this is currently our 30-minute range, right? We're just consolidating a bit. So I think if we can get a closure above 75 now, right, that's going to be our best bet when it comes to taking these buys. So very, very clean range to move up. If we do decide to move down and re-break the 4 hour low, then we'll look for the sells, right? We've got all this clean range here, plus no bottom wick, plus it could probably retest that zone in which it came from, right, which is in here, if we do decide to move down. So I have a plan for both buys and sells at this point. This would be a clean range to sell if we can get a closure back below the range, looking something like this, right? We can look to keep stops somewhere above the highs here and then target that area in this previous range to the left, right? Basically partials here and then full TP down in the range. So that's my idea on the buys. By the way, again, at that same time, you'll be breaking 4 hour lows here. So that'll be the second break of the 4 hour low plus a nice closure with structure. This is where I would get confident in the buys, clean range to the left and all that good stuff, right? Now, when it comes to the buys here, this really probably what I really want to see because that's where the higher time frames are pointing at the moment. So if we can possibly, you know, move up, right? Move up on this candle, close above the range. I think this will be a great opportunity for us to make a lower wick and then set a buy stop on the break of the high to go and fill this range here to the left-hand side. And then eventually we could possibly move up and fill that wick if that daily candle wants to go. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You know, simple day ahead of us. We got clean range. Now we just got to wait for the breakout, wait for the direction, and then we go from there. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Nobody knows nothing. Yeah, a simple plan.
Simple.
Guess who's not confused no more? Us.
Oh.
Right? So now if you do make any sort of sudden movements, it's on you. It's on you. I told you what to do. Now we just got to do it. Am I standing the entire stream? Yes, I am. I'll be standing. I'm just standing up. Clone. There we go. Beautiful. So that's it. We got a beautiful market in front of us right now. As long as we can keep our emotions in check and pretty much stay out of here, we have great opportunities. Great opportunities. Closure above 71. 71 is okay. I think 70 is better. But yeah, 71 is not bad. Not bad either. I might be interested in that. But, you know, let me explain something else here too. So when we're moving up, right, and we close and we do this and we create support, okay, yes, remember, we don't need to make a new range there. That's if price is going to go. But then if price starts consolidating, that's where you might want to look into adjusting the range from here and actually putting it on top. Does that make sense? So if we're trending, we don't have to do that, right? If we kind of buy off support. But if we're ranging, which now we've kind of shifted into a little bit of a ranging market, as you can tell here, this is where now you may want to use that level, right, to your advantage so you don't get caught up in a range now. Does that make sense? Perfect. Yes. Yes, sir. Arranging like clockwork, baby. You got in? All right, lovely. Let's get it. Best of luck. I'll be in with you if we can get above 75 here.
Yep. Love that range above 75. So nice.
What you boys want to talk about? What you guys want to talk about? Chat, what kind of questions you got?
Drop 10 questions. Yeah, this is a good time.
Peekaboo, what do you want to do?
What you got?
Don't ask the question, do we buy or do we sell yet?
Don't
Ask
everyone
something
ask
different.
at once either. Calm down, everyone. Calm down. Everyone chill. Everybody chill. Bump, bump, bump. I'm real new to trading, so stay out of the range. I'm staying out. You know, so that's just what I'm doing. Should you stay out? I don't know. I don't know what you know.
Only if you're following the strategy.
Yeah, if you're following a system that leads to profits and you're in because of that, I think it's a fantastic idea to be in whatever position you're in right now. But if you just execute it randomly, then I think it's probably not the best idea.
Yeah, I think it's, you always want to have a plan going into a trade and going out of a trade. Without that plan, you're always, you know, there to second guess yourself and always there to wonder up and act emotionally, right? You're always gonna be, you always could act emotionally without a plan that will instill logical decision making in you, right? That's the purpose of the plan, right? So that if you do get emotional, the plan backs you up and maintains your logical mindset, logical thinking mind, because it instills that decision making in you already. So when you do get emotional, you just go back to the plan, and then the logic is there to back you up.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, simple. Simple, just not easy. But if you stick around long enough and you ask good questions and you're serious about, you know, taking trading to like a level to where you can kind of make an income, then, you know, you'll learn. You just come around a little bit more and start to learn the game. Am I an athlete? If so, which sport? Entrepreneurship. Best sport I ever played. Best sport. But coming up as a youngster, I played a lot of baseball and basketball. Mainly baseball. A lot of baseball. Are summer months worse for gold? What do you think? I think summer months are just a little bit more quiet in general, just in the markets, not necessarily on gold or NQ or ES, but just in general. That's typically the time where people take off a little bit and, you know, enjoy the fruits of their labor. You don't have
somebody have a question here. This is a good one, and I feel like when learning, is it okay to cut off close people for as long as it takes? I would say whenever you're doing something that you truly want to work and want to truly believe in, you know, cut everybody. Because there are a lot of people that are not gonna literally align with that or believe in that and gonna try to, like I was talking about previously, try to instill heterosuggestion, fears, doubts from their own perception that might probably get on the way for you to do something. So if you have somebody that doesn't believe in the thing or whatever, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, take care of the business. If you have to cut them, then you're gonna have to do that. If you put a pause on that relationship, do that. But definitely protect the vision, protect the desire, protect the thing that you wanna work on, because that's what it takes. You gotta protect it, right? The mind is a thing that you gotta protect it. So whenever you start focusing on these auto suggestions, you need to stay away from people who will jeopardize this work that you're trying to do. And it's that one main job. You're the only one that can do that. I can't, because I can tell you, yes, you can do it. But when you have somebody else tells you no repeatedly, then you're struggling, right? So you got to do that. It's a decision that you got to make yourself to start choosing and believing in what it is that you want to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that happens. In order to move, you got to be light. You know what I mean? So if people are holding on to you, don't go, and they're pulling you by your shirt, meaning like they're not supportive of your dream and mission, then yeah, unfortunately you gotta cut them, because they're gonna try and stop you from getting to where you want to be. But if they support you, you know, and they encourage you in your endeavors, then I don't see, you know, why not, you know. And by the way, all those people that are holding you back, it's not like you completely just say, you guys are losers and we're done, right? Because they might not be, but you could just love them from a distance and wish them the best, but don't let them stop you from going after, your mountain, right? And conquering your own mountain. So, but in most cases, you have a lot of naysayers like Rafi talked about, and they're just people who are just going to challenge your idea, and they're going to say stupid things, little things like, what do you think you could do that for? No one around here does that, or just that little thing right there. It's like, those are the little things where they don't even realize they're hurting you. A lot of times that hurt comes from people close to you. I always say not even Jesus was a prophet in his hometown. You know what I mean? So it's like those people who've seen you from when you were younger and picking your boogers and wiping them on the wall and, coming through the games of life, and they see you from when you're a kid and all your crap, you know what I mean, that you go through in life as a teenager. And then when you're 21, 22 years old and you say, hey, I'm going to be a millionaire, they go, yeah, okay, dude. Okay, right? And they just don't believe it, not because it's not possible, because they don't think it's possible for them. So they say, yeah, people like us don't do that, or, really, you think you're going to try that? And a lot of times that can discourage you. So write this down. Grab a pen if you have it handy. The people who love you and want the best for you may not always know what's best for you. Right? So even though they want the best for you, they may not know what's best for you. Like my mom clearly wanted the best for me, but she didn't want me to get into entrepreneurship because it was risky and it could be dangerous, and you can end up homeless and a bum and abandoned living under the bridge, right? And I had to say, Mom, you raised me well enough, right, that I can see opportunity and tell, what opportunity is probably good versus not, and make decisions, right? And so what she thought was best for me was to get a nice, safe, secure job where I worked for the local town and we knew the people and I was going to have a steady paycheck, right? But she didn't know what was best for me, because what was best for me was to go after my dream and take on that risk and walk into those waters where my feet may fail, right? That uncertainty, and go about my calling, right? So, people who want the best don't always know what's best. The idea is to find a mentor who's in life where you want to be, and then possibly get his advice, right? Not your mom or your dad or your friend, or, people who aren't in life where you want to be. You don't really want to listen to them when it comes to those areas, right? So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because you might get, you might say, well, my mom loves me, so I should just listen to her. And a lot of people do that, and they settle for a good life when they could have lived a great life.
Facts.
Yep. That's why I think it's best to always keep private with yourself too, right? If like this person you're about to talk with is going to ask you about certain things personally, like don't tell them about your plans and stuff. Like tell them something else, right? That will make them not say anything, right? I think it's best to just keep your life private, because then no one can say anything.
Yeah, it got to the point where I said, Mom, my job's going great. That was it. I just left it there.
Exactly. That's way better than being like, yeah, I'm still trying to get it and trading, still not there, but I'm learning my lessons. You think they care about you learning your lessons? Probably not, right? They think, are the results there or not? Exactly. So yeah, no one can say crap about your trading if you tell them if you just don't tell them you trade.
Guess what my mom says now? Exactly, nothing. Nothing. She's just proud of me. She's just like, my goodness, oh my God, good thing you didn't listen to me. A good thing. So now my mom got nothing really to say, because what did I do? I showed the results, right? I got the results. I stopped yapping about it, and I just went and worked, right? And eventually got the results, and now my mom is extremely grateful that I went out and, maybe didn't listen to her, but listened to my own intuition and, went out and did what I did. So those parents or loved ones that are kind of trying to keep you away from your mission, little do they know they're going to need you later, most likely, right? Because I don't know if you guys see what's going on, but it ain't looking good for those that don't have money. I'll tell you that, right? And it's only getting worse. Robots are going to come in, AIs come in and wipe almost everyone's job out, right? And then what will you do? What will you do at that point? So your parents don't know that yet, right? Because they grew up in the 70s and the 60s, so they're not fully aware of what's happening, but you are, you know what I mean? So you go out, and the work that you're doing will one day go to even supporting your parents or whoever it is that we're talking about. we still think it's bullish? I do. Yeah, daily still bull. 4 hours still bull. 1 hour working on it. Yeah, we're starting to reject that level that we talked about on the 1 hour. 30-minute never closed below. 15 never closed below. So yeah, I'm not bullish or bearish here. I'm just here.
This looks exactly like
yesterday's trade.
Big move up, slight
Don't
pull
remind
down,
me.
onion, and then ranges for 2 hours.
Oh man, this was the exact trade we were in yesterday. Only we're not in it today at the moment.
5 minute roll kept us out.
Yesterday we got into a buy right here. TPs were up here and somewhere up there for that wick fill, and we literally, if you guys didn't see or hear about it, we literally ranged for 2 hours and then eventually popped. It was crazy. So that might be what's happening now. We're just not in the trade to enjoy it, you know? I like those trades. Oh, you're welcome, my friend. You're welcome. Yeah, keep coming back. We'll keep answering your questions and help you out any way we can. Yeah, a little bit about me. I've been trading since almost 2018, 2019. Been trading this exact system now for like 5 years, so I really got a good handle on it. And this is mainly what I specialize in. I don't go too crazy with indicators. I got my start just trading live accounts, blowing accounts, failing at trading for almost 3 years, blowing live accounts, blowing funded accounts, and then eventually found a system like this. And about, I'd say like 6 months into learning this system, I really started to pick it up and started getting pretty consistently profitable. Still blew and still do blow accounts, funded accounts from time to time. But yeah, back then I got my first couple payouts, and we've been on a roll pretty much ever since, just following the same exact system. And we've been doing this live stream now for about 3 years as well. So yeah, come on in. There's a lot to learn here and just a lot to soak up. You can't really get it all in one day, but if you keep showing up, man, it'll start, you know, really clicking for you. Got laid off because of AI. Yeah, you know what? Those are foreign words, right? Back in the 90s, like, what do you mean you got laid off from AI? Even in 2000, 2008, 2010, 2015, like that was unheard of. Like laid off because of AI. What's AI, you know? So things are moving quickly. Jimmy Ding Dong. Yeah.
Sure, man.
Yes, love it, Corey.
Yeah, pretty.
Love that. What'd you say, John?
Like, people talk about how trading's risky and stuff, which I can understand, but jobs are risky too. I mean, they're invisible risk at the end of the day, but like getting fired with no warning, like that's pretty risky. You know, any job could do that at the end of the day. So,
oh yeah,
you know, it's all risky, man. You know, don't let that get to you. Like the idea of risks make you scared to do something, right? It's all risky. You just gotta take a risk with the odds in your favor, you know, and then it won't be as risky. So as long as you take calculated risk in life, the risk is probably the best thing to do at that point. The risk is the safe play when it's calculated.
Oh yeah. AI, baby.
Yeah, it's scary stuff.
Let's see. In this stage, do you still have mentors who you look up to? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This is the only place I mentor. Other than that, wherever I go, I try and be a student to wherever I'm at, whatever I'm observing. But yeah, I have mentors. I mean, I'm talking to a mentor literally right now as we speak. Right now. So I need mentorship. The higher the level, the more mentorship you need. And these are guys that are in life where I want to be, of course, not just financially, although it's amazing what these guys have been able to accomplish, but you know, physically, spiritually, emotionally, marriage-wise, relationship-wise with their kids, you know. So I think a lot of people think of mentorship as they need mentorship to make money, but there's just so many other aspects of life that make one successful outside of money. And actually, I don't even think money's the main characteristic that makes one a success or not. It's probably like top 5, but not the number 1.
Yeah, right. It's more so like a progression, like of what you do. Like I feel like no matter what you do, as long as you love to do it and you're good at doing it, and you get better at doing it every day. Like that man's a success more than the guy I think who has a bunch of money, you know?
Yeah.
But he's a success too. They're both success.
It's all risky. What time is it? 11? All right, we got an hour closure. Holy moly. What a day
We
here.
got nothing.
I got on here bright and early at 7:30 saying, hey, man, maybe we can catch a trade before the news comes out.
So much for that.
I actually wanted this buy right here, but we never got a lower wick, so couldn't do anything. Otherwise, I would have pip and dipped. Yes, sir. The greatest leaders are the greatest students, the greatest servants. You know what I mean? So I enjoy learning more than I enjoy teaching. Although I enjoy teaching a lot, I enjoy teaching what I learn. You know, if you don't learn anything, you can't teach anything. You know, so I'm always trying to stay sharp, trying to get around men that are better than me and learn from them, pick their brain. What's a pip and dip? A pip and dip is where we take a trade like right away in the session, and then we just go, all right, yo, we're out of here. Bags are full, let's go. And then we just run for the hills. Bags are full. I saw your strategies and setups the week ago. Okay, it's helping me a lot. Okay, great. Awesome, brother. Hey, that's what we made the video for, you know, to help you understand the setups and understand the mindset and the thought process around it. So I'm glad it's clicking. Yeah, when you teach, you learn. Yeah, believe it or not, the guy who learns the most here is me. Me, I get to learn the most because I get to reinforce everything with my own words, thoughts, and my own voice, you know what I mean? Just buy the Eagle 3000.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it, guys. I don't think there's much going on for me over here, so.
Yeah. You sure? My mentor just called me. He said, buy. No,
yeah, and I'm gonna stay out of trouble, but thank you for having me, brother. Most of you guys out there, stay out of trouble. You already know.
Yes,
and
sir.
Thank you for coming on, Rafi.
Enjoy, bro. I'll see you in Asia, maybe.
Good to see you guys.
Have a great day, bro.
Have a good one.
W's. I'll see you all.
Peace.
Peace, Rafi.
Peace.
Maybe we see Rafi in the Asian session.
Let's do it. Rafi, see you then. Maybe London, too. Never know.
Keyword. Maybe.
Maybe. Low probability, but still a probability. Ali, that's funny, man.
Do I use like orbs or anything like that? No, but we have one guy in here who likes to use them. And personally, I think, hey, whatever makes you more comfortable, I think is fine. You know what I mean? Whatever, if you want to add anything extra to a strategy or to the strategy or whatever, I think it's fine as long as you collect data on it and it actually shows some improvement for you. Then, you know, whatever helps you see the market and, you know, make money more consistently is what I recommend.
So we got no topic?
Yeah, I actually haven't, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually haven't seen him in a while. I hope I didn't offend him, you know. He was kind of just trying to share things with us a little bit, but I just wanted, you know, to make it clear, like, hey, you know, everyone here is so focused on the playbook, so sharing something, you know, different methods can just create confusion or even FOMO for everyone else and trigger emotions. But I hope I didn't offend him, because, you know, I agree, you know, whatever is going to help you become a better trader, I think you should try it, you know, test it and see if it works. Yeah. But either way, I just appreciate you guys being a part of the family, you know what I mean, and just having fun with us and trading with us. But if you got other things that you use, you know, that's fine too. Just make sure they're actually helping you and make sure it's actually leading to more profits and you're not just trying something to try it, you know what I mean? Or doing, I'm sorry, not trying, but doing it, continuing to do it just to do something extra. If the results aren't there, then you should get rid of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last night was actually the first stream I was in, like the one you jumped on with Luna. That was the first stream I was in where I've seen people trade that much.
Oh, really?
Because like originally it was Raja and then it was you, where you sit for 2 hours and you might get a trade. So jumping on that and seeing a guy take 4
Yeah.
trades in one session, I was like, what is going on here?
They were in like
Couldn't even
4 trades while
comprehend
we were still in our 1 trade. It was crazy.
Yeah, gold moved like 10 pips in the time they got in and out 4 times.
Yeah, it's true. Glory to the Father. We'll see.
Bro,
We'll stick
we haven't-
around just a little longer if we get something, whatever. If not, no biggie.
I haven't heard that one, Matt, bro, in a while.
Yeah, right.
Glory to the Father.
Throwback.
Yeah, man.
Throwback. So no YouTube stream tomorrow. Not because I don't want to be with you guys, I came, but because I'll be traveling tomorrow. So no YouTube tomorrow. No YouTube Friday. We'll be traveling both those days. Clubhouse. Nothing changes for us. We just keep the sessions going. But I won't be here at my desk or able to use OBS or anything like that. So Monday we'll be back on YouTube. As I mentioned to you guys, in the beginning of the month, this month I'll be moving around a little bit, so I'll be moving around. Do I have a misunderstanding with my wife sometimes? Of course. I have a misunderstanding with John sometimes. I have a misunderstanding with Garrett sometimes. I have a misunderstanding with, it's just, not everyone's going to agree all the time on certain things, but if you have a good conversation, I mean, it's kosher, you know what I mean? I'm like, honey, I'm not picking that up. She's like, I'm not picking that up. Well, I'm like, oh, I'm not doing it either. And she's like, well, I'm not doing it. And I'm like, and that's kind of like the extent of our arguments these days.
I've come to learn though that those are just part of the relationships, right? Like fights here and there every now, or just not fights, but disagreements, right? Like you can't be like two people can't agree 100% of the time all the time. Like this is so hard, talking about 2 different types of human beings.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just part of the relationship. Don't run away from your fights or your disagreements. Just go into it and it's all good. Part of the game. Communicate about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Part of the game.
4 minutes away from the club. Oh, 4 wins away from the clubhouse. Let's go. W, brother. Let's get it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Dylan, what's good, bro? Talk to me, my man. Talk to me.
What up, Dylan?
How you doing, man?
How's South America treating you, brother?
Yeah, I'll come early, stay late because we got no YouTube tomorrow. Yep. 4 wins away. That's awesome. Amazing. Wow, we're gonna maybe re-break the 4-hour low. We'll see. See how we didn't want to get in this buy here, right? Because this is just choppy now. So imagine if we would have said, hey, buys above regardless, right? See how it's kind of turned into a range, not a trend anymore. So that's another thing that, as a trader, you got to be able to pick up on and understand what's happening around that, that market right now. So where we were going to take a buy here, right? We would have liked to, but then we started ranging. So it's not really the same anymore. It ain't the same. Is trading gambling? Yes, it is. It's gambling, especially if you don't have an edge, then you're legit gambling. So if you enter randomly or you risk too much or you don't wait for candles to close in our case, or you revenge trade, or you just get in because you hope things are going to happen, or you're guessing, yeah, you're gambling at that point. So, most people aren't even trading edge. They're actually just gambling. So, edge is like real trading. So real trading is having a tested playbook, right? Data that's been fine-tuned and tested and that survives and thrives, right? Defining, risk on every trade, keeping like a detached size, right? Because again, you're gambling in a way. So you want to define your risk. You got to have that patience. You got to have discipline. You got to track data. You got to journal. These are all things that stack things in your favor to where you're not gambling as much. Right, if that makes sense. But again, life is gambling. You know, you getting a job and committing is gambling. You don't know if that job's gonna be around. You don't know if your boss is gonna wake up one day mad and just fire you. You know, so like, it's just probabilities, right? So if you think about your job, what's the probability of that happening? Probably really low, right? But it still can happen. So same thing in trading. So you're gambling. You know, you're gambling with life in general. So you know the difference is the one trader who just tries to get lucky and hit it big, and the other trader who's executing off of edge. I mean, that separates the two, right? So you kind of have this fine line of gambling, and then you have like playbook, right? System, I should say, and then you have random stuff. So the moment you cross over from system to random, right there, you're gambling. Right there. That's all it takes. Thin, move back. Right? You gotta stay on this side of the edge. Stay on that side. The moment you cross over, gambling. Stay over here, you're good. Problem is, most traders play the whole game here. Hey Nick, why gotta I keep making any profits? You're gambling, dude. You don't have anything set up and you have no edge, right? So even with edge, you can still lose, right? So that's all part of the game. But the professional understands the probabilities. They understand the data over time. They know that one trade doesn't just define everything about them, and their job is to simply execute the playbook when it shows up and manage risk properly. So, you know, I wouldn't say trading's automatically gambling. I would say undisciplined trading is absolutely gambling, right? So you gotta pick a side. Pick a side, G. Pick a side.
Yep, because you got to think about a trading edge and the owner of a casino and a trading edge have something super important in common, and that is they both have a statistical advantage to generate profits long term. All right, and that's why they're basically the same. Because that one key thing that makes them the same right there. So yeah, like Nick said, it's all about data, right? It's all about what your data says and stuff, and that's what makes an edge. So yeah, man.
Wow, NQ melted off here too. NQ is so tough on the daily. Just look at it. Just look at it. So tough. So choppy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the buys are starting to set up. They're there on the 15, but yeah, they look pretty good. Yeah, they're actually not too bad here. Yeah. I mean, if you're going against the trend, a heavy bearish move, I would probably want to, because this thing could fluctuate, tap you in, and it's ripped down. So when you're going against the 4 hour like that, I wouldn't just jump on that 15-minute buy here, because a lot of times what can happen is you get tapped in, next candle closes below, and then we keep pushing down on the 4 hours. So just be careful there. Probably not the buy for me. I think the buy for me would look more like something like where we break the highs like we already did, maybe break the highs again too, close bearish, create a little range, and then I'll get in off of a range 2 type of breakout. Something like that. But they're not bad, you know, they're not bad. They could work out, but I think probability would be a little bit better if you can get like a resistance and then a closure above. And the reason why is because you're going against the 4 hour, right? Not just because, but because you're going against the 4 hour. Everything gamble, man. Everything. You sitting in your seat at work, you just plop down in that sucker. You didn't even check if your coworker Sally with the smelly lunch and the nasty coffee breath, you didn't even check if she put a pin or a little needle or anything on that desk, on that chair this morning, right? You just sat right down there, just trusting it. You just gambled with your life. There could have been a pin. There could have been anything sticking out of that chair. But what were the probabilities of that happening, right? So you see how you just easily executed off probability? Same thing here. Sorry, I didn't mean to add the stinky coffee breath, and I'm sorry. Just forgive Sally. You good, Sally. Don't worry. I know you woke up late and you had to rush out and you didn't get a chance to brush your teeth. It's okay. It's okay. Yep. Pound yen. Holy, I haven't said that one in a bit. Here comes the 4 hour low again. Ooh, interesting.
The key is to take calculated risk, bro. Thinking one step ahead like you're playing chess. Like, yo, where is this action really taking me, right? What's the consequence of this action or this decision making? And I think doing that, right, understanding where the next step leads you, you'll be better off taking risk, calculated risk. Just like you're playing chess. Yes, sir. C Melly, my man. Can't wait, brother. Looking forward to it. Gareth, bro, what time is it for you?
11:15
Time to eat.
p.m.
Okay,
or 11:12.
cool.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been with you all day.
I know. Yeah, me and John have spent like 9 hours
Spent the
together.
whole day
Today,
together?
bro. It's crazy.
Bro, for real, bro. Sheesh,
Even
literally.
6 months, we'll be spending more time with each other than the family, bro.
Dude, literally, bro. Oh man, that's funny. Chat, see, we're friends, all of us. Big fun family here.
When you
Spend
get
our
in the
time
clubhouse, you kind of spend all day with people.
Yeah. These people, when you get in the clubhouse becomes your family because you're gonna spend more time with them than anyone.
You're like, I don't know, hang
I
out with
was
mom
having-
and dad or go to the clubhouse. Yeah, I'm out.
I was talking to my parents the other day, and they were like, "You need to get out more and like socialize." And I was like, "I socialize all day. I
Yeah, right.
talk to more people than you do."
For
Yo, for real.
facts, yeah, that's so facts.
Ain't nothing and no support like an internet friend. How many of y'all got that Discord friend? That's the homie for life. For life.
Sure.
Helped you more
Yeah,
than
he wants to
anyone in
actually
your
wanna
entire
see you
life. You
win.
just met him 3.5 months ago, and you've been messaging each other in Discord, and you're like best friends.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you gotta have
That's
him.
what we're about. That's why we love this community. Tightens
All
up.
of a sudden, your best friend just becomes some dude from, I don't know, Indonesia. You just chat with him all
Yeah.
day long. Hey, what do you think about this trade? What do you think about that one? What do you think about this topic?
Yeah.
And they support you more than anyone's ever supported you in your life. Just a random friend on Discord.
Literally.
Yeah, Mark that wears jeans everywhere. Like,
Yeah. One of my friends from Denmark wears jeans everywhere he goes.
I have this one friend from Denmark. He sleeps in jeans and Timberland boots. They do weird stuff over
eats
there.
pizza with a knife and fork.
He eats cheeseburgers with forks and knives. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's my man though.
Yeah, my one friend in Denmark. They're like, how do you have a friend in Denmark? Where's Denmark? Oh, snap.
Shout out my man,
All right,
bro.
gold ran on us here. Bye.
Yeah. What do you think, bro? Call it?
I think I'm calling it. Yeah, I think that's it. We range and nothing to do here now.
Yeah.
Nothing to do.
Good session, fam.
Nada. Yeah, good sesh. We'll see how the daily candle closes today, but we might get a bearish closure. We might get a bullish one, but you know what we wanted price to do today, price did not do. We never were able to get above 75. Therefore, we were never ever able to execute on our bullish bias here today. So shorts are going to be tough, especially with that daily being bullish and the 4-hour also being bullish. So yeah, just wait, hang tight. I think this closure would have allowed me to get in a trade, but it had to close like up here, not down here. So that's it for me, my friends. So no YouTube
Sounds good.
tomorrow. We'll be live in the Clubhouse. Clubhouse is basically a whole live trading / educational platform for those that are asking. We go live 3 times a day in there. So we'll be live for Asian tonight, London, New York, and YouTube. I'll see you guys back on Monday. So I'll be traveling tomorrow and Friday. I'll be back on Sunday, and we'll be ready to go on Monday. All right, cool.
Right there.
I'll miss you guys.
good
Come
one.
join us in the Clubhouse, and We should have a great webinar this weekend here too. So adios, amigos, Clubhouse. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in Asian session. And John, Gareth, thanks for coming by today as always. And,
God bless y'all for real.
Cheers, bro. Have a good one.
Hey, man.
I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right.
Have a great day.
Asian session.
God bless.
All right, cool.
God bless. Love y'all. Peace.
Chat. Love you guys. Exclamation point Clubhouse or
Hey.
the link in the description.
Yeah, let's go.
See y'all there, all right?
Local legend, but the
Peace,
whip I got is foreign.
Adios.
Extraordinary, I feel like Alex Warren does.
Hey,
Squeezing
no,
out the
let's
economy,
slow
if it is
down.
not important. If I don't see no dollar signs
y'all.
there, then
Have a
I'm
blessed day.
ignoring them.
I'll see you
Got a
guys
couple
later.
kids nowadays that I'm supporting. Turning down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home, just the four of us. Knock, 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 say hello to opportunity. Show them everything that I be doing, think there's two of me. Check, 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 everything I do is to a T. And only other corner hitting hardest in the USC. Oh, Irish in my blood and all that money keep on doubling. I ain't tried to ball cause I ain't really one for fumbling. Made a couple ends, went gold, now I'm loving it. Drive through them all, can't stomach it. One time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put a trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Squeezing out economy if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays that I'm supporting. Turning down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home just to, nah, wait, second thought. Maybe take a trip down to Florida. Need a change of weather, Tennessee just wasn't warm enough. Son and everybody, they been eating out the formula. Everybody talking, but at least they ain't ignoring us. Hey, reservations for 20 at Show. Like that iceberg, I'm tipping a boatload. Got incredible friends, yeah, they froze on. Taking hits on the one like I'm Soto. Catalog multiples of double digits. Staring at the number like it's double vision. That's what happens when you trust a vision. But keep it humble for the juxtaposition. I changed my life overnight with a couple decisions. Stay working like there's somebody who's coming to get it. And don't get caught up in the talking in the public opinion. Yeah, at different functions cause I'm functioning different. Hey, 1 time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put a trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Squeezing out economy if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays that I'm supporting. Turning down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home with the 4 of us.
So long, that why I keep my top down. Live on my head cause I can't wear the crown too low. Never gon' bow down. Everybody out there running game, so they pass on me. Seem like a op, bow. When I came up, they were whooping, but we still on the leash. People gon' bow down. They going low, cause I still serve the most high. No, I won't stop now. When I throw signs up, it's not what they said, dog. No, that's for H-Town. Go it over and try not to get caught, but them fly. Still put the top down. Love for the father, make kids for the fans, y'all. This what y'all now. Only sinners walk with grace. Pack your bags, follow me home. Pray my seeds, turn out winners. Keeping that lead when I'm long gone. All of my fears can't hold me back. Let go of those who did me wrong. All of my fears won't hold me back. What don't kill me made me strong. Victory lap. We on attack. Ain't looking back. Rushing outside like I'm sleeping in a bando. Bible on me, I'm feeling like Rambo. Devil trying to hide, he ain't wearing no camo. Killing myself, got a ticket out the plan up. Still on fire for the Lord with fans up. Heard them talking stupid, to cut it just like a Van Gogh. I'm sitting glad, let me cut the thing real up. I been looking up high when I feel up. And was still outside with the kinfolk. I was stripping both sides to the rim, bro. I was walking through church with the trench coat. Sending my 10% through demo. Lord said he be back here, memo. That's a cross around my neck, not a crystal. There's a Bible on me, not a pistol. You don't even know what I've been through. Only sinners walk with grace. Pack your bags, follow me home. Pray my seeds, turn out winners. Keeping that lead when I'm long gone. All of my fears can't hold me back. Let go of those who did me wrong. All of my fears won't hold me back. Cause what don't kill me made me strong.